And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the campus of Trinity Baptist College as we are getting ready for the season opener of Trinity Baptist College Eagles baseball. And tonight, the Eagles open their season with the Conquistadors from Florida National University. Hello, everybody. I am Ray Sports Bureau, and we are double broadcasting here tonight. You're hearing us on FM 91.7 The Truth, WTRJ in Jacksonville, and you're also watching us on our YouTube channel named TBC Eagles. My son Dean Bureau, he works the camera for the YouTube video feed, and Mr. Tom Murphy is our producer in the studio at the radio station 91.7 FM The Truth. We are a couple of minutes away from the first pitch between the Eagles and the Conquistadors. This is game number 1 of the brand new season for Trinity Baptist College. Florida National University has played a couple of exhibition games so far. Those were against Taylor University, an NAIA team coming all the way down from Upland, Indiana. Taylor took both those ball games by scores of 5-2 and 7-1. So officially, tonight's ball game is the season opener for the Conquistadors. And last year was number 1 season in Florida National baseball history. The Conquistadors came up to Jacksonville this same weekend a year ago and swept their season opening series and their baseball opening series as well. While we have a moment, we want to say hello to future Trinity Baptist College Eagle, Mr. Michael Davis, who is currently a senior at Baker County High School, which is really just a few miles to the west of Trinity Baptist College. A little bit more than a few, but Michael, how you doing there, young man?
I'm doing great.
National University and your very own Trinity Baptist College Eagles.
I'm doing great. It's great to be here and to.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for giving this team a chance to travel.
And we're glad you're able to join us. In case you have not heard yet, Michael has already committed himself to Trinity Baptist College. We're going to tell you more about Michael and these two teams on the field when we come back from this break. You're listening to WTRJ, Trinity Baptist College Eagles baseball. We'll be back in 2 minutes on the Trinity Radio Network.
Stephen Perez Colazo.
Welcome back to our YouTube viewers as we give you the starting lineup now for the Trinity Baptist College Eagles. Batting first and playing third base will be number 7, Nick Macadon. Batting second at second base, number 21, Michael Camacho. Batting third, our designated hitter, number 33, Caleb Albritton. Batting fourth in left field will be number 28, David Cavedo. Batting fifth, playing first base, number 23, Danny Rosario. Behind the plate is our catcher, number 18, Daniel Burnsed. Batting seventh in right field, number 5, Ryan Brooks. And batting eighth, playing shortstop, number 13, Christian Draper. And rounding out the batting order is our center fielder, number 4, Brian Lopez. On the mound for Trinity Baptist College, wearing number 12, is sophomore Austin Hillier, and he will be opposed by number 15, Gary Matthews, who will take the mound in the bottom half of the first inning for Florida National University. We were saying hello to Michael Davis. He is a senior pitcher from Baker County High School. What other positions you play, Michael?
For high school, all I do is pitch, but I have played third in the past, and that is what Coach Copeland wants me to play whenever I come here as third and pitcher.
Well, Coach Copeland, he doesn't have guys play one position. He moves players around. It keeps them on their toes. It also keeps them ready to go in at any time. Injuries happen. The Eagles last year had a plethora of injuries, and players had to move all over the field and did a terrific job. Set a team record in wins last year, and that's with an injury-filled season. So, Michael, you're going to start off playing Ridgeview High School. I was looking at your schedule just a moment ago. You're not playing a very soft schedule. You got some tough competition.
Yes, sir. We have one of the toughest schedules we've had in years. Last year we had kind of a softer schedule, but this year we round out with teams.
Our first pitch of the season is up high, and that is ball number 1. And this 2019 Eagles baseball season is underway. And leading things off is Benjamin Murray for Florida National University. There's a fastball right down the middle. 1 ball and 1 strike. Looking forward to seeing you wearing Eagles uniform next year. When I found out you were coming, that was my first thought. I didn't realize you still made that early commitment, still had a senior year of high school left.
Yes, sir.
Here's a breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Benjamin Murray, the hitter. Ball game just underway. Originally scheduled for 6 o'clock. So if you're just joining us, you haven't missed anything. We just got underway. 2-1 and a fastball is up and away. 3 balls and a strike. This is the leadoff hitter, Benjamin Murray. Austin Hillier, a sophomore, got a lot of time on the mound last season. A lot of new faces on this Eagles roster. A bunch of talented freshmen have come into the fold. Trinity Baptist graduated its first ever graduating class. This is season number 5 in Eagles history. 7 players graduated. 3 of them have returned and joined the coaching staff. John Shiver, David Hall, and Matt Carter. Swing and a miss at a ball that just dropped out of sight. And Austin Hillier starts the season with a strikeout. Good way to start a brand new season, eh, Michael?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That ball had a lot of bite. It dipped straight down. That was your classic 12-6 breaking ball. Batting second is Giancarlos Rodriguez. He is the Conquistador second baseman. 1 out, bases empty, top of the first. Hillier takes a long look in and steps off. And now looks like everybody is ready. Nick Macadon at third. Christian Draper at short. Michael Camacho at second. Danny Rosario at first. We'll give the outfield in just a moment. Here's a pitch, a fastball. That hit the outside corner. No balls and a strike. In left field, David Cavedo. They call him DQ. Brian Lopez is in center, and Ryan Brooks is the right fielder. No balls and a strike, and a curveball right down the middle. And Hillier's looking pretty sharp in the early going.
Yes, sir.
First couple of pitches missed a little wide. Get those butterflies out on your first ball game. These breaking balls, though, have been very sharp. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch to Rodriguez. It's a ground ball towards second. That will be an easy play for Camacho. Over to first, 2 down. Always great to get those first couple of hitters out, gets your stomach settled, your players on the defense.
Up to bat,
they like to see a pitcher work quickly.
Yes,
what's the advantage of having a pitcher gets rid of the ball quickly?
Your defense has time to. The defense stays warm, and they don't have enough time. They don't have a lot of time to sit there and get tight, and they stay on their toes.
Steven Perez Colazo steps in with 2 outs and the base is empty. Hillier with the first pitch. It is a fastball. Up and away. That one got away from him. It's about 53 degrees, so the finger's a little numb. You know, we Floridians not used to this kind of weather.
No, sir.
So you got to grip the ball very well. Of course, both teams have to play on it, and we're playing a team from Miami, so they're even hotter than we are.
Yes, sir.
2 balls, no strikes. Hialeah, Florida, to be more specific. That's the home of Florida National University. Their women's tennis just had its first ever home opener. Congratulations, women's tennis now at Florida National University as that fastball misses outside. Conquistadors men's basketball team 16-8 on the season. Trinity Baptist went down there for the FNU Classic, took 2 out of 3, but Florida National won the matchup against the Eagles. But Trinity Baptist College men's basketball, first place, tied with Bob Jones University in the South region, and have a big matchup tomorrow with Toccoa Falls College. 3 balls and a strike, and the pitch, line drive towards center field. That's going to drop down, and that's the first base hit of the ball game. Camacho aboard with 2 men out. So the first hit of the ball game.
Now batting number 9, Gianluca Borelli.
Borrelio at the plate. Gianluca Borelli, rather. He's on with runner at first base and 2 men out. And look at all the names on the YouTube feed popping up and letting us know you're watching. Frizzy Lizzie, Lisette Rouche, Angel Middleton. Of course, we're double broadcasting tonight. Some of us watching, some of us listening on FM 91.7 The Truth. Hillier's throw over to first, not in time. Borelli at the plate. He has a runner at first. Perez Colazo hit a nice hard line drive into center field.
Yes, sir.
Didn't try to do too much. He was ahead in the count, and it's easy to try to swing out of your shoes and hit the ball a long way. Throw to first, just back in time is Colazo. Very nearly a pickoff to end the inning.
Yes, sir.
But Perez Colazo got a good pitch, and again, he didn't try to do too much, made good solid contact. That's what the coaches want to see. Coach Alfredo Carrillo, the head coach of FNU. Here is the pitch, a fastball up high, quick throw down to first. Burnside ready to throw. It's a little bit late, and the runner is back. 1 ball, no strikes. Cleanup hitter, Gianluca Borelli. So hello, everybody watching. Robert Herrera cheering on the Eagles. There's another throw to first, and he is out. Austin Hillier picks the runner off first base to end the inning. A strikeout got it started, and a pickoff ended the inning. So not exactly 3 up, 3 down, but it is in a sense, and that'll bring us to the bottom of the first with no score. We'll be back in 60 seconds on the radio feed on the Trinity Radio Network. We go to the bottom of the first, no score, 1 hit for the Conquistadors in their top half of the inning, but that was erased on the pickoff. Austin Hillier got Stefan Perez-Colazo to end the inning. So leading off for the Eagles will be third baseman Nick Macadon. He'll be followed by Michael Camacho, Caleb Albritton, and if anybody gets on, DQ David Cavedo. Michael, during the break, we were talking about your tough schedule. You have a common opponent that we both feel is going to be our biggest challenge this year, the Bulldogs from Bowles.
Yes, sir. They are. They have a very talented roster with guys that are committed to University of Florida and a couple guys that could probably go in the draft in early rounds. Hunter
Barco. I remember I wrote an article about Hunter in the Game magazine recently. That man can throw a ball.
Oh,
big,
yes.
tall, left-handed pitcher with a lot of talent. We had to face him last year, and he shut us down. We're talking about Trinity Christian Academy varsity baseball here. Hopefully you don't have to face him. I'm sure we're going to have to again.
Yes, sir.
Nick Macadon, a sophomore, leading things off, the first batter of the season for Trinity Baptist College, led by head coach Mr. John Copeland. And the first pitch from Gary Matthews is a fastball taken at the bottom of the zone for strike one. So Matthews, with his first official pitch of the season, finds the plate. He's ahead, no balls and a strike. Here is the 0-1. A fastball is up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hopefully those of you on the YouTube feed are able to hear Michael very well. He is speaking into the radio mic. Hopefully some of that is coming out and you're able to hear him on the YouTube channel as well. Here's a pop-up towards right field. That is going to be caught, however. That is out number 1. That went right to Ezekiel Valdez, who was playing right field for Florida National. Andre Roush at third base. Benjamin Murray at shortstop. Second baseman is Giancarlo Rodriguez. Now batting for the Eagles, second baseman Michael Camacho. And the first pitch from Matthews, a swing and a miss. 1 out, bases empty, bottom of the first, no score. Here comes the 0-1 from Matthews. It is popped foul, out of play, and Matthews ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. At first base for Florida National, Jorge Carrero. Left fielder Cecilio Santos, and we'll give you the other 2 outfielders after this next pitch. Matthews winds. The 0-2 is in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In center field, Sergio Rivas, and the right fielder will be Ezekiel Valdez. Of course, I'm a lot more familiar with our Trinity Baptist players. There's a big gap in right center field. 1 ball rather. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Camacho, and the pitch is outside. This is our first look at Michael Camacho, one of the many new faces on the Eagles roster this season. Michael Camacho, a freshman infielder from Port St. Lucie, Florida. Swing and a miss, and he is out on strikes. That is a first strikeout for Matthews. 2 down with the bases empty. And it brings up the designated hitter wearing number 33, freshman Caleb Albritton. Caleb is a freshman from right here in Jacksonville. And this one goes inside. He's a transfer actually from Edward Waters College. This one gets him, and that'll put a runner at first. So just like the Conquistadors did, the Eagles got 2 men out and then a runner aboard. Let's hope we have a little better result this time.
Yes, sir.
Albritton hit by the pitch. That is the first one hit by Matthews, and the cleanup man, David Cavedo, at the plate. Homered a couple of times last year, his first opportunity in 2019. Modest lead off first, and the pitch is inside corner for strike 1. David Quevedo stepping in, takes a strike. Runner at first, 2 men out. At least there's no wind with this cool weather. I can handle the cold temperature. I'm glad there's no wind to make it even worse. Here is the 0-1. It is up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Forecast overnight is scheduled to get down near freezing temperatures. Let's hope that holds off a couple of hours, though.
Yes, sir.
And I was born up in Connecticut, but I grew up down here. I'm a Floridian. So I'm not used to the cold weather. We get winter a couple days a year. Here is the 1-1. Check swing, but it is called strike 2. That one got the outside corner. Quevedo, he's a man, he'll take some pitches. He's not afraid to get down in the count. A good contact hitter, doesn't strike out a whole lot. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cleanup man Quevedo at the plate. Matthews from the stretch. Again, a modest lead off first. And this one fouled back. Quevedo was able to stay alive. You want those guys that will put the ball in play.
Yes, sir.
Home runs are nice, but you want guys who will make good contact, get on base, bring home a run when they have an opportunity. It's not all about the power. We watch the major leagues and we get used to seeing 6 home runs a game. Not always like that.
No, not always.
You want to manufacture runs. You want to have some big innings. Swing and a miss, and that will retire the side. Quevedo down on strikes. No hits, but a hit batsman and 1 man left. And after 1, we have no score. Back in 60 seconds on the Trinity Radio Network. Top of the second coming up, and hitters 4, 5, and 6 are due up for Florida National.
Number 9, Gianluca Borelli.
Gianluca Borelli was at the plate when Austin Hillier got the man at first. He will be followed by Andre Rush and the number 6 hitter Jorge Carrero. I want to go ahead and make sure we announce now, no broadcasting of baseball tomorrow in any capacity. We'll tell you why after this pitch. Here is Hillier with the first pitch of the inning, and it's a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Trinity Baptist College men's and women's basketball has South Region Conference competition tomorrow afternoon. So Dean and I will be in the gymnasium live streaming women's basketball at 2 p.m. and the gentlemen scheduled at 4. That is against Toccoa Falls College, a big rival of Trinity Baptist. That is a conference match in the South Region. Trinity Baptist tied with Bob Jones University at the top of the region, both teams with 4-1 records. So we do apologize to our baseball fans, but we'll be doing the basketball games as the season gets down to its final couple of weeks. 1 ball, 2 strikes after that one misses downstairs. Top of the second, this is the first batter of the inning. Borelli down in the count, 1-2. Hillier winds and delivers, and a check swing, and he was able to hold up in time. Another good biting curveball, but the batter didn't go for it this time.
Yes, sir.
You see a man out there, he mixes up his pitches well. Okay, you're a pitcher yourself. How important is it to show the hitter some different looks?
It keeps them on their toes. It is very important. It's probably one of the most important things to do when you pitch. It make sure the batter does not get in a rhythm, and you can throw them off with certain types of pitches.
Yeah, hitters can time pitchers pretty well. If they see the same thing coming a lot, they're going to eventually catch up to it. Even the hardest fastballs, a good hitter is going to catch up to it if that's all he gets. Here's a chopper down the right field line, and it is fouled just out of the reach of Danny Rosario. Fortunately for the Eagles, to the right side of the line. So Borelli back at the plate, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fell behind in the count, but give him credit. Took some pitches off the plate, made some contact there. That ball, if it had stayed fair, might have gone for 2, maybe 3 bases.
Yes, sir.
So payoff pitch from Hillier, the windup, the delivery, and a foul off to the right side and well out of play. So, Michael, we talked about bowls a little bit. What are some of the other tough teams you'll have this year?
Swanee High School is a very tough team. They have guys going to Chipola State College, and they have a very talented roster.
Ball 4 is in the dirt. That'll put the leadoff man aboard, and that's something that you just don't want to happen. The leadoff guy gets on, especially on a walk. Usually a very high percentage of them coming around.
Yes, sir.
And trying to bring him around will be the third baseman. He wears number 25. This is Andre Rouchet. I believe I saw on the top chat on the YouTube channel, he has a fan watching him. Miss Lisette Rouchet cheering on the Conquistadors. So the leadoff runner is at first. Rouchet at the plate. This pitch taken just a little bit high for ball 1. Pirelli got a pretty good secondary lead. Now Burnside likes to throw the ball. He has a good arm, and he's learning from David Hall, who was terrific at throwing out base runners for Coach Copeland in his 4 years. He is now the catcher's coach for Trinity Baptist. Swing and a miss, a ball in the dirt. That one was a chase. That pitch was well out of the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rouchet getting the signs from the coach down the third baseline. Mr. Alfredo Carrillo is the head coach of the Conquistadors. He's assisted by Mr. Robert Boutigo and Mr. Eric Santamaria. Big lead off first base. The 1-1 from the stretch. Hillier delivers, and a fastball in the inside corner for strike 2. Roche did not agree, but he's down in the count, 1-2. Waiting his turn on deck, first baseman Jorge Carrero. This is a major league size field. Both Trinity Christian Academy and the Eagles you're watching now play on this field. There's a high pop-up on the infield. That's going to be an easy catch for Camacho for out number 1. Good pitch by Hillier, ahead in the count. Did not get the ball over the heart of the plate, but it was in the strike zone, and it resulted in the out. First baseman Jorge Carrero now at the plate with a runner at first and 1 man down. On deck will be Ezekiel Valdez. We saw him make a play in right field as the Eagles were batting in the bottom of the first. 1 out. Borelli with a big lead off first once again. Hillier has already picked off 1 man tonight. From the stretch, here's the first pitch. Check swing, throw down to first by Burnside. Just back in time is the runner. I believe that ball was called high for ball 1. That is the case. It's now up on the board. Alexa Goodwin, the scoreboard operator. She does a lot of that for both the basketball and the baseball programs. She's about to graduate. She's one of 2 seniors who played all 4 years for Trinity Baptist College. They've had 4 seasons of women's soccer. There's a check swing at a fastball up high, but Carrero went around, and it's 1-1. Ezekiel Valdez waits on deck. He'll be followed by Cecilio Santos and Sergio Rivas. Another big lead, and the pitch is a breaking ball that misses a little bit inside. 2 balls and a strike. How big is your field you play at Baker?
Our field is 330 feet in the corners and 380 feet in center field. So this
So
field's
not
just
too
a
much
little bit
smaller than this, but 20 feet out on the line, it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it's a big deal. You get a ball up in the air.
bigger. Yes, sir.
340 down our lines, 400 straightaway center. It's not shown in the power alleys, but it's about 375 to 380. This is a major league size field. We've seen plenty of college guys hit it out. I've seen junior high players hit it out of this field. Get it up in there. The ball carries here pretty well. Here's a 2-1 from Hillier and a fastball on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ferreira at bat for the first time tonight. Again, the Conquistadors have had a couple of exhibition games. This is their first official game of the season. We get opportunities to let you know some of the upcoming games for both our visitors and our home team Eagles. There's a breaking ball and a nice job by Carrero to keep his hands back and catch up to the breaking ball, and he stays alive. Got to have some good eyes. You have to have quick hands. Also need a lot of patience. And so far, Hillier, not only a good break, but a good difference in the speeds between his fastball and his breaking ball.
Yes, sir. That's very important.
You know, it's not always how much the ball breaks. You needed to see the runner by speed as well, or the hitter rather. And the pitch is a fastball well outside, and that'll fill up the count. Hillier has thrown a lot of pitches in this inning.
Yes, sir.
This is a 9-inning game. Single games in college baseball go 9 innings. Tomorrow's doubleheader, each game has 7 innings, and that game time has also been changed to 11 a.m. Tomorrow morning is the first pitch of the doubleheader. The payoff pitch is swing and a miss. He struck him out. That is strikeout number 2 for Austin Hillier. Runner at first.
Up to bat,
And after the walk, Hillier's done a good job of keeping that runner there. He's gotten a pop-up and now a strikeout and a chance to get out of the inning without any damage. He'll have to get by right fielder Ezekiel Valdez in order to do so. Borelli led off with a walk. He has stayed there, a pop-up and a strikeout. Hillier has worked most of this inning from the stretch. And the pitch, swing and a miss. That is strike 1. Timeout as the umpire just walks out, checks over the baseball. It's not like the majors where they have a minimum of 66 balls available. That's a rule. They have to have at least 66 brand new baseballs every game. You know, college teams, they have to buy their balls. They're going to make sure the ball's still good and playable before getting rid of it. No balls and a strike. Another good lead-off first by Borelli. Hillier takes his time. Now the pitch in the dirt and a nice block by Burnside to keep the runner at bay. So a ball and a strike. Valdez at the plate trying to bring around the runner. No score, top of the second. Hillier again from the stretch. Takes his time, looks the runner back, and there's a bouncing ball. No, this one's caught on the line at second base by Camacho. For a moment, I thought it hit the ground and bounced into his glove. Umpire says it was a catch on the fly. So the line drive to second will retire the side. No hits, 1 walk, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the second. No score, back in 60 seconds on the Trinity Radio Network. Bottom of the second, no score. Danny Rosario, Daniel Burnsett, and Ryan Brooks are due up for the Eagles. Hey, I want to give a shout out to a gentleman I met this afternoon. Dean and I went over to Applebee's, had a nice conversation with a gentleman named Yo. Said he would listen in to tonight's ball game. So hello, Mr. Yo, one of the managers at Applebee's. Glad you're able to join us on FM 91.7 The Truth while you're at work. Meanwhile, 1 ball, no strikes to Danny Rosario, and this one is fouled back and out of play. Danny Rosario, one of our new players on the Eagles roster. Danny is a freshman who plays both third base and first base. He is from Spato High School in Riverview, Florida. So welcome, Daniel, to the Eagles. 1 ball, 1 strike, and a swing and a foul straight back. When you hit the ball straight back like that, that means you just missed it.
Yes, sir.
He put a very good rip on that one. Too bad he didn't square it up. There's a huge gap in right center. Center fielder Sergio Rivas playing the man to pull. If Rosario can plug that gap, he could run all night. This one is down in the dirt. Just missed hitting the batter. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Temperatures are starting to cool off now. Forecast calls it to be in the 40s before this ball game is over. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Matthews. It is a breaking ball that misses downstairs. Nice patience by Rosario, recognizing the breaking ball and did not go for it. So Rosario with his first bat of this season runs the count full. Matthews winds and delivers a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 4, and the Eagles, hey, they're playing copycat. 2 outs, a runner on in the first for both teams. Now a leadoff walk for both teams. That's the first walk of the night for Matthews. Now with a runner at first, nobody out. Here's the catcher, Daniel Burnsett. Daniel, one of the returning players. He's a sophomore from Middleburg, Florida. Played his high school ball at Middleburg High School. And time is called. Of course, you're probably a little familiar with Middleburg, Clay County area.
Yes, sir.
I grew up in Green Cove Springs, played at Clay High School. We played Middleburg a couple times every year. Here's a pitch, swing, and another foul straight back. A couple of really good swings for the Eagles here to open up this second inning. Let's hope they start squaring those up. So no balls and a strike. You know, I knew high school ball was all I was going to play. I was pretty good for high school, but I knew that was it. Enjoying doing this now. No balls and a strike. And the pitch is up and in and hits the batter. So Burnsett is aboard. And that will advance Rosario to second base. That's the second man that Gary Matthews has hit. I do have one good thing I can say. I actually threw a complete game shutout against Bowles. If I could have pitched like that every time, might not have become a teacher. So 2 on, nobody out. Right fielder Ryan Brooks, who is joining us from University Christian School, where he graduated last year. Ryan is a freshman, of course, here from Jacksonville, and from what I hear, this man has a lot of talent on the baseball field. He's also a basketball and football player, won himself a state championship on the football team, a couple of district championships for basketball too. Another big gap in right center, and Brooks takes one on the inside corner for a strike. University Christian's basketball, we just played them a couple nights ago. Trinity Christian, 20-3 on the season. Number 9 in the state of Florida, at least in Class 4A. No balls and a strike. Rivas again pulled around to the left side, playing Brooks to pull, and Matthews looks the runner back. Brooks with his first at-bat as a college player. There's also a big opening down the left field line. If Brooks can get it down the line, he can run a long time. Here's the 0-1. This one is in the dirt. Evens up the count at a ball and a strike. Rouche, the third baseman, playing well off the line also. Santos in left field, so the left side of the infield is giving Ryan Brooks a lot of room toward the line, and with the center fielder pulled over into the left center field gap, there's even more room in the right center field gap. So the Conquistadors are giving the Eagles some opportunities to get some hits. A couple of good swings fouled off this inning. A hit batter and a walk. That's been the action so far. Bottom of the second, no score. The doubleheader tomorrow, again, we will not be able to carry that due to the basketball commitment. Florida National plays a very tough one at Kaiser University in West Palm Beach on January 29th. Kaiser University in the NAIA Sun Conference. That's some of the best baseball in the state of Florida and around the country. And these guys, they can compete with the D1 teams. Those NAIA Sun Conference teams, phenomenal baseball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brooks. Long look back by Matthews, a swing and a high fly ball, but that's going to stay up, make it easy for Rivas. It's shallow, so no tag, and Rivas makes the catch.
Now batting number 13, Christian Draper.
So 1 out, runners hold at first and second. Christian Draper, one of our returning players, he's now at the plate. Christian, a junior from Orange Park, Florida. He played at Ridgeview.
Yes, sir.
Now he's a couple years older than you, but maybe you ran into him sometime in the past. Draper, very fast, good contact. Here's a guy that can play pretty much anywhere on the diamond. And here is the pitch, and it is a curveball, but broke a little bit too late and stayed outside. Last year, Christian started off as a utility man, a pinch runner late in the ball games, but he worked very hard and ended up in the starting lineup. Now gets the opportunity to begin the season as a starter. Chance to drive in a run, but this fastball is well low and outside. So 2 balls, no strikes. Draper, very good contact hitter as well. He runs very fast. Rivas still pulled a little bit, not quite as much towards left field. Draper takes a fastball up and in, and that is ball 3, and Matthews having a little bit of trouble finding the strike zone this inning. Again, it's a cold night, not accustomed to that here in Jacksonville. 3 balls, no strikes. Draper well ahead in the count. Long look back towards second and the pitch, and he was taking all the way, and that is ball 4. So now the Eagles have the bases loaded and 1 man out. That is a second walk and the second of the inning. Matthews has also hit a batter. So the Eagles have loaded up the bases without the benefit of a base hit. Center fielder Brian Lopez at the plate. One of the seniors for the Eagles. Surprising power from Lopez. I've seen him hit the ball out of this ballpark. Check swing, they're going to check down and say Lopez went a little too far. That is strike 1. Fastball was up high, but Lopez gave it a chase. February 1st and 2nd is a 3-game series. Florida National will be playing at Warner University, another Sun Conference team. And a swing and a miss. Warner is also a member of the NCCAA. That's the league that Trinity Baptist College plays in. So a little bit of dual sponsorship, not sure exactly what you call that. But they play in both the NCCAA and the NAIA. Here's a high pop foul. Looks like it's going to stay in the field to play, and it will be dropped. And Lopez is going to get another opportunity. That's a play that probably Carrera will say he should have made. That's going to go down as an error on the first baseman. It was over the shoulder, but it was up high for a long time, and Carrera missed an opportunity to get out number 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Lopez with another chance. Matthews will wind up with the bases loaded. Rosario, a big secondary lead off third, and a good swing and a foul straight back out of play. Outfield is playing very shallow. They're going to try to cut down the second runner, Daniel Burnsed, from second base, should he try to score on a base hit. Lopez has some pop. He can get it over that outfield. A breaking ball that misses inside makes the count 1-2. Lopez, another good contact hitter. With 2 strikes, he has to battle anything close, put the bat on the ball. Michael, here's what we're talking about, driving home a run when given the opportunity. There's a ball that gets in the dirt. Not sure if it was fouled off. No ball was put on the board, so must have been a foul tip. I had the umpire's back right in front of me, did not really see the contact. So a foul ball, 1-2, count remains. Matthews winds up, and the pitch in the dirt. This one will bounce in front of the catcher. That'll keep all the runners right where they are. Stefan Perez Collazo, Michael, did the right thing. Get the body down in front of the ball.
That is very textbook blocking, and he tried not to do too much and save a run.
Especially with a runner at third, your number one job is to make sure that ball stays in front of you. 1-2 once again. Check that, 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch is high, pop foul. This one's going to sail out of play. Lopez battling, if nothing else, he's making the pitcher work. Hillier threw a lot of pitches, didn't give up any runs in the top half of this inning, but threw a lot of pitches, and on a cold night, you want to be able to get back in the dugout, put some sleeves on.
Yes, sir.
Another 2-2 coming from Gary Matthews. It is strike 3 called. Lopez disagrees, but he is out on strikes. That is strikeout number 3 for Gary Matthews, and it brings up the top of the order. Leadoff man Nick Macadon. Very nice pitch from Matthews after a couple of breaking balls. It makes the fastball look even faster. So bases loaded, 2 outs. Eagles looking to drive home a couple of runs, and the first pitch is on the knees for strike 1. Macadon led off the ball game with a well-hit fly ball, but it went right at the right fielder Valdez for the easy out. Wind up, no balls and a strike. This one misses up and in. Eagles have Rosario at third. He walked. Burnsed was hit by a pitch. He's now at second. Draper walked. He's the man at first. 2 outs now, and the 1-1. Line drive into right field. That's a base hit. Rosario will score. Burnsed around third. The throw to the plate is off the mark. That'll allow Draper to get to third, and Nick Macadon will take second. Ball gets away. Runner coming to the plate. We will credit Nick Macadon with 2 RBIs on the play. Rosario and Burnsed both come around on the hit. Draper went to third on the throw and then came in to score as the ball got by the catcher. Eagles lead it 3-0. Error charged on the throw to Valdez, and Macadon comes through, got the clutch hit. Again, just make good contact, and the Eagles get an extra run as the ball got by the catcher. So Macadon at third, Camacho at the plate. First pitch misses low and inside. Again, credit Nick Macadon with 2 RBIs on the base hit into right field. Credit Christian Draper for hustling all the way, and he saw an opportunity and took advantage. Swing and a miss, 1 ball, 1 strike. We told you Draper can run.
Yes, sir.
And good hustle on the base pass, puts extra pressure on the defense, and it resulted in an extra run for the Eagles. 1 ball, 1 strike. Matthews works from the stretch with a runner at third, swing and a miss. Camacho might have chased one out of the zone that time. Looked a little high and tight. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Camacho will shorten up, just try to put the ball in play. Here's a 1-2 and a fastball that misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, all 3 runners, you have to remember, 2 reached on a walk, 1 by a hit batsman, and that's going to come back and hurt pitching.
Yes, sir.
2-2. And the batter, Camacho, digs in. And the pitch misses upstairs. That'll fill up the count. Two of the 3 runs earned. Now the third one will depend on what Camacho does. If you get something that would have driven home the run anyway, that'll count as an earned run. And the pitch, high, pop up, and fouled back out of play. You know, some people think an error is automatically an unearned run. That's not the case. A lot of times it's what happens afterward. So again, if Camacho were to do something that would have driven home that run from third anyway, that would go down as an earned run. Payoff pitch, 2 outs, runner at third, and the pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 4.
Let's go, Caleb. Let's go, Kate.
Now batting number 30.
Eagles have only 1 hit in the inning, but 3 runs in, and that's their 5th base runner. Macadon at third. He had a 2-run single. Camacho just drew the walk. Caleb Albritton at the plate. Another RBI opportunity for the Eagles. Albritton, the left-handed hitter, digs in for the first pitch. A foul tip right into the mitt.
Go, Cap.
No balls, 1 strike. Hello to Miss Angel Middleton watching on the YouTube feed. Mr. Bowser also joining us. And we have a fastball that is fouled off. No balls and 2 strikes. Got a fan of newcomer Jordan Almodovar checking in. Jarrett Soto cheering on the Eagles. We also have some Florida National fans watching our YouTube feed. No balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch is fouled straight back. Albritton tried to check his swing, but he made contact as the runner was off from first base. Hello to Mr. Dr. Ramon Murray cheering on the Conquistadors. Hernan Rivas cheering on Sergio, who's out there in center field. Dr. Murray's saying it's too cold to play baseball.
It's a little chilly.
It is a little chilly, but we're glad the season is finally underway. And the pitch is a breaking ball downstairs. That makes the count 1-2. Nick Macadon, the 2-run single, he's at third. Michael Camacho drew a walk, he's at first. 3 runs are in, 2 men are out. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matthews from the stretch, runner goes, fastball taken outside corner, and that will retire the side. But for the Eagles, they get 3 runs on 1 hit, 3 walks, and a hit batsman. And after 2, it is Trinity Baptist 3, Florida National nothing. We'll be back in 60 seconds on Trinity Radio Network. After 2, the Eagles lead at 3-0. All 3 runs coming in the bottom half of the second. Austin Hillier on the mound. He has allowed 1 hit. He has walked 1 and struck out 2. He will face hitters 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order: Santos, Rivas, and Murray. Nick McAdon, the leadoff hitter for the Eagles, had a big 2-run single with the bases loaded and 2 men out in the top of the 3rd. On the same play, Christian Draper came around as a ball got by the catcher, and that's been all the scoring so far. Hillier winds and delivers a high fly ball towards center field. Lopez backpedaling, turns himself around, and is able to make the catch out there in center field. That ball had a lot of carry to it. It just kept on going. There's no wind to push or hinder the ball. Credit Lopez was sticking with it, Michael.
Yes, sir.
That's what you do. You hear, it's cliche, keep your eye on the ball, but Brian did just that. He was able to track it down. Number 9 hitter, center fielder Sergio Rivas. 1 pitch, 1 out, and after a big pitch second inning, that's a good thing for Hillier to get that first out on 1 pitch. This fastball, however, misses down low. We're at 49 degrees here on the west side of Jacksonville, and it's going to get a little bit cooler before we're done tonight. 1 ball, no strikes. Hillier winds and delivers. A fastball misses downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Tom will get you a station ID break after this batter. 2 balls and no strikes, and the pitch is just a little bit up and in, and the count goes to 3 balls, no strikes. Leadoff hitter Benjamin Murray waits on deck. Here's a 3-0. It is ball 4. So good speed on the bases. I remember these Conquistadors when they were here last year.
Number 2, Benjamin.
I don't recognize, I do recognize almost every name on the roster. They were all freshmen last year in their first ever season. So I can remember some of these guys, and they have a lot of speed on this team, and we're looking at a man at first base who can run. Leadoff man Benjamin Murray led off the game with a strikeout. Runner at first. Rivas, a big lead. Hillier from the stretch, throw over to first. This one down in the dirt. Rosario kept that ball from getting by and held the runner at first base. Murray ran the count full before he swung and missed. That started off the ball game. Another big lead off Rivas. Hillier from the stretch and the pitch. It is in there for a strike. 1 out, runner at first. Rivas drew the 1-out walk. Hillier takes a long look in, checks his runner. Again, he's already picked off a man tonight. Rivas a big lead and able to get back in time, and nearly flinched a little bit too much. Now we got a fast man at first. We have a catcher behind the plate with a very good arm and one who likes to throw. Daniel Burns said, here is the pitch. Nice block and a ball down in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. One thing the pitcher wants to do, he wants to not only change the speeds, but he wants to change the timing to the plate with a runner at first. Don't let him get into any kind of a pattern. It'll be very easy for that runner to take off. Here's a 1-1, swing and a miss. That fastball had a lot of movement toward the inner half of the plate. So Hillier now ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, runner at first. Hillier takes a long look in instead to throw to first, and the runner back in plenty of time on this one. That pickoff that Hillier had came in the first with 2 outs. Was able to end the inning without any advancement. Hillier again with the 1-2 and the pitch. Runner not going. This one is downstairs in the dirt for ball 2. Outfield straight away. Brooks in right, Lopez in center. Quevedo in left. Another 2-2 delivery, and the pitch. Runner not going, misses downstairs. Throw down by Burnside. We told you he likes to throw the ball. And a nice play by Rosario at first. A couple of balls in the dirt, one from the pitcher, one from the catcher. Rosario showing that he can pick it out of the dirt. Payoff pitch, and now with a full count, we'll see what Rivas is up to off first base. He's on the move. The pitch is downstairs. That will be ball 4. Burnside was ready to throw, and it looked like he had a good shot to get the runner, but ball 4 will take away that opportunity. That's a second consecutive walk for Hillier. Third overall on the night, and with 2 outs, or rather 2 men on and 1 out, it'll bring up the second baseman, Giancarlos Rodriguez. Let's pause here for station identification on our radio listeners on the Trinity Radio Network. Rodriguez takes the first pitch, a nice breaking ball for a strike. Hillier using the breaking ball to get ahead of hitters and to put them away. Another big lead off second, this time by Rivas, and Hillier looks the runner back. 3-0 Eagles lead. They got all 3 runs a half inning ago. We're in the top of the third. This is a 9-inning ball game. Pull up a chair, watch, listen, enjoy some Trinity Baptist College Eagles baseball. Next Friday night, we'll be back on the radio and the YouTube feed. Florida Memorial University comes to Jacksonville. And again on February 8th, NCAA Division II Southern Wesleyan University. That's another home game for the Eagles. And we'll also be here on FM 91.7 The Truth. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 2 men aboard. Both men drew walks. Sergio Rivas with 1 out. He's at second. Benjamin Murray drew a walk a moment ago. He's at first. There's a fly ball down the right field line. Brooks giving chase, makes the dive. It is on the ground, foul. Brooks gave it a terrific effort. Ball hit in and out of his glove. It is a foul ball. The one good thing about that, now the runner has to hold up at second. Rivas was tagging and would have made it very easily. But you're going to go ahead and take the out when you have an opportunity. Brooks, give him credit, trying to get the out.
Great effort.
Very fast young man out there in right field, Ryan Brooks. So a ball and 2 strikes. Rodriguez at the plate, digs in once again. Big gap in left center, and the pitch, a breaking ball, and Rodriguez held up. Rodriguez looked like he was expecting that breaking ball that time. You don't want to look for a breaking ball too much of 2 strikes, because if you're looking that way and get the fastball, you're not going to catch up to it.
No, sir.
2-2. Hillier from the stretch, checks the runners, long look in, and the delivery is a fastball upstairs, and that fills up the count. And now we'll see if the Conquistadors want to do a hit and run with 1 out and a full count. Not an unusual play. Eagles are playing back at the corners. Middle infielders at double play depth. 1 out. And the payoff pitch. High pop foul. And that looked like he chased ball 4 up and out of the zone. Of course, we can say that it's easy from our viewpoint. We're just sitting down watching. You're in that batter's box. Those high fastballs, they look very good.
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you faced a few, and you've probably gotten some hitters with that on the mound as well.
Quite a few of them.
Especially you get some free swingers and you give them one that looks good, they're going to chase it more times than not. Payoff pitch once again, and the delivery is a high drive toward the gap. Very well hit. Quevedo going back. He is able to, no he does not. It looked for a moment like he made the catch. Here's Rivas. He will score easily. To throw to third is not in time, and that is an RBI double. And the Conquistadors are on the board. Looked for a moment like David Quevedo made the catch over the shoulder. The ball hit the glove and came out, and that's going to be an RBI double. Giancarlos Rodriguez puts his team on the board.
After that, number 7, Stephen Perez Colazo.
Catcher Stefan Perez Colazo now comes up. He has tying runs in scoring position. Runners at second and third and one man out. Remember, the ball carries very well at this ballpark. This thick, cool air is not holding it up.
No, sir.
Quevedo, again, I thought he made the catch. It would have been a terrific catch. The ball hit off his glove, then bounced up against the fence. And give credit to the Conquistadors making sure the ball was down. They didn't take it for granted because Quevedo got back there in a hurry trying to make the play. On a ball like that, runner from second's going to score. No need to get doubled off. So he went back and made the tag up and was able to score very easily when the ball came out. And the Eagles, again, not trying to do too much on defense, knew they did not have the play at the plate. And the runner towards third, Murray, just beat the throw. So again, the tying runs are in scoring position. At the plate, Stefan Perez Colazo. He's 1 for 1. He had the base hit and was erased on the pickoff to end the first. Chance for him to drive in 1, possibly 2 runs and tie up the ball game. Hillier will work from the stretch with runners at second and third. And the pitch is up and away, a breaking ball. It got away from him a little bit. And it's a little tough to grip the ball in the cool weather like this. There's some action in the Florida National bullpen. There's a lefty down there. I can't see who it is, but I can see they have a lefty warming up. Swing and a miss, a good hard fastball. Hillier can throw the ball. He'll top 90. Eagles bullpen also active. The dugout blocks my view of the bullpen mound though, so I cannot see who it is. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hillier from the stretch. Breaking ball and a beauty right down the middle. Hitter didn't want any part of that. A good take. You don't have to swing at every strike. If it's not the pitch you want to hit when you're ahead in the count, let it go and get another one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hillier steps off, looks in for another sign. Now he's ready, tying runs at second and third. And the 1-2, fastball outside, that evens up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Florida National with a good opportunity to drive in a couple more runs. Hillier takes a long look in for the sign. The 2-2, check swing. Did he go? No swing. That ball is down in the dirt. Perez Colazo checked in time. After that February 2nd doubleheader against Warner University, Conquistadors have some time off. Their next game will be at St. Thomas University on February 12th, then at Florida Memorial on February 13th. Here's a pitch and a high fly ball. Lopez will backpedal. That's going to bring home a run. Lopez makes the catch. The throw will go towards third. It will be cut off. Throw to third is not in time. Murray scores, and it's 3-2. RBI, sacrifice fly, and the run is in. Eagles still have a 1-run lead. 2 down with a runner at third. Good base running by Giancarlos Rodriguez. Cleanup man, the designated hitter, Gianluca Borelli. I was talking with a gentleman before the game. I kept calling him Giancarlo, thinking Giancarlo Stanton of the Yankees. And here is the pitch and a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. Potential tying run just 90 feet away. That is Giancarlo Rodriguez. He had the big RBI double. Stands to be the tying run should he come across. And the fastball catches the outside corner, and Hillier is ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Well, credit Florida National, falling behind, came back with a couple of runs, and even if they don't get the tying run home now, has to be a big boost after a tough bottom half of the second.
Yes, sir.
The 0-2 upstairs, and Burnside is able to knock it down and keep it in front of him. Burnside located the ball first, then checked the runner. Get the ball first. You can't do anything without the ball in your hand. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Potential tying run at third base. Hillier with the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Well, that'll retire the side. 3rd strikeout for Hilliard, but Florida National gets 2 runs back. The big RBI double from Rodriguez. They leave 1, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Eagles 3, Conquistadors 2. Back in 60 seconds on Trinity Radio Network. Bottom of the 3rd, it's a slow-paced ball game. Eagles lead it 3-2. Trinity got 3 in the bottom of the 2nd. Florida National came back with 2 in the top half of the 3rd. The heart of the batting order due up for the Eagles: David Cavedo, Danny Rosario, Daniel Burnside. Gary Matthews on the mound. He has pitched 2 innings. He's allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned. Each team has committed 1 error. Austin Hillier has allowed 2 earned runs and now 3 innings are pitched for Trinity Baptist. Let's take a look at some upcoming ball games for the Eagles. We told you about Florida Memorial next Friday night. The Eagles and the Lions will also play a doubleheader on February 2nd. February 8th, Southern Wesleyan University comes to town, and then a doubleheader on Saturday. Both those doubleheaders are beginning at 12 p.m. Here's the first pitch of the inning. Matthews delivers a fastball that's inside. David Cavedio went down on strikes to end the 1st. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch. Swing and a miss. In case you missed the Eagles baseball season preview, go on to tbceagles.com, click on baseball, and you'll be able to see that. You'll also be able to see some information about Michael Davis, the gentleman we're talking to tonight. He's a Baker County Wildcat in his senior year of high school. He is already committed to Trinity Baptist College. So go to tbceagles.com, click on the baseball page, and read all about Michael Davis. And Michael, you told me one of your friends who plays for Swanee is here tonight, and he's also coming to Trinity?
Yes, sir. His name's E.J. Alvarez. He is a senior outfielder from Swanee High School.
Well, we're going to have to see if we can say hello. What's his name again?
E.J. Alvarez.
E.J. Alvarez. Welcome to Trinity, and we're going to look forward to seeing you on the field next year. The base hit puts the leadoff man aboard, and a swing and a foul back. Now, the Eagles got the leadoff man on last inning. That led to a 3-run rally. They had 3 runs on 1 hit. Matthews had a little trouble finding the plate, walked a couple of men, hit 1 guy, and then Nick McAdon had the big blow. No balls and a strike. Danny Rosario at the plate. He walked and scored his last time up. Swing and a miss. This one looked like it was out of the zone. No balls, 2 strikes. That was a good curveball. Good sinking action to it as well. So Rosario down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Quevedo at first, led off with a base hit. And the pitch is upstairs, a fastball. Good speed on that, had some life, but just missed the zone. I'm seeing the picture of you in action on your article on TBCEagles.com. Pitcher, play a little bit of third base. Had a really good season on the mound last year.
Yes, sir.
The 1-2, this one is down in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So your first ball game of the season, February 26th against Ridgeview, so you got a lot of practice and conditioning left to do.
Yes, sir, we do.
I know the players just want to get to the games, but you have to get in shape. You got to learn the coaches, learn how to work together, get some practicing in. Quevedo bluffs, ground ball towards second, should be 2. 6, 4, 3 in the dirt, and a break for the Eagles. Rosario safe at first. That throw is in the dirt. So Quevedo erased on a 6-4 fielder's choice, credited to Rosario. You know, the rule of scoring is you can't assume the double play, but that's one that should have been turned.
Yes, sir.
So not an official error charge, but let's hope the Eagles can take advantage, essentially getting an extra out this inning. Daniel Burnsett at the plate with Rosario at first. A breaking ball that misses upstairs. I heard there's been some talk in major leagues about maybe changing that, where it says you can't assume the double play, and you may have heard about the team error that teams have been talking about, that maybe that should become an official stat. 1 ball, no strikes. This one is in the dirt. And Burnsett ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Last time up, Burnsett was hit by a pitch and came around to score on the base hit from Macedon. Rosario, a modest lead at first. High drive, very well hit towards left, but it's going to be tracked down and caught by Santos. A nice running catch out there in left field. Well hit ball, but an out. Goes down as an L7 in the book, 2 away. Here is the right fielder, Ryan Brooks. Runner at first, 2 men out. Brooks at the plate. And he takes a breaking ball that misses up and in. We saw the speed of Ryan Brooks on that attempt to make that diving catch down the foul side of the right field line. Just saw a nice running catch in left field by Cecilio Santos. Here's a pitch from Matthews, misses downstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Sometimes you hit the ball hard, just get nothing to show for it. Other times you hit a little dinker and you get a base hit out of it.
Yes, sir.
That's baseball. 2 balls, no strikes. Big lead now off first by Rosario, and this one misses low and away. Brooks well ahead in the count. 3 balls, no strikes. Again, Ryan Brooks, 3-sport athlete, playing only baseball for Trinity Baptist College, but won a state championship on the gridiron, won a couple district championships on the hardwood at University Christian. Here is a 3-0. And the pitch from Matthews, swing and a miss. That would have been ball 4. So Matthews, working from the stretch, takes a long look in, checks the runner back. Behind in the count, 3-1. Brooks digs in. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss, and that ball had some sink to it. Now it looked like a fastball that just dipped down right at the end.
Yes, sir.
So you get some motion on the ball, get those hitters to swing, and that ball dips under the bat. Payoff pitch. Rosario should be off as soon as Matthews starts from the stretch. 2 outs, runner at first. There goes the runner, and the pitch, check, swing, and did he hold up in time? Yes, he did. So Rosario at second, Brooks at first after the walk. And if I have it right, I believe that is walk number 3 for Gary Matthews. Well, the Eagles got 3 runs with 2 outs in the inning ago, and they're trying to put together another 2-out rally. Christian Draper, the shortstop, he's walked and scored his last time up. Draper, the speedster, came around on that base hit from Macedon, went to third, saw the ball get by, and came on to score. Takes the fastball inside corner for strike 1. Eagles will play Jacksonville's Edward Waters College on February 15th and 16th. That Friday night game, the 15th, will be at Ed Waters, actually an afternoon ball game at 3 p.m. And then the doubleheader on Saturday will be here at Trinity Ball Yard. Seems a little strange, but we do that for a reason. At the end of the season, we will play at Edward Waters on Friday night, or at here on Friday night, and at Edward Waters on Saturday afternoon. And that's to allow both Jacksonville teams to play each other and have their senior nights on that weekend. No balls and a strike. And the pitch is a good curveball inside corner. So no balls, 2 strikes. John Copeland, the head coach of the Eagles. Reginald Johnson, the head coach of the Edward Waters Tigers. They worked that out. Good camaraderie between the 2 schools. Ed Waters, an NAIA opponent. And a pitch, swing and a miss, and that's going to retire the side. Eagles get a couple of men aboard, but fail to score. But after 3, Trinity Baptist still leads it 3-2. Take a 60-second timeout for our radio listeners on FM 91.7 The Truth on Trinity's radio network. Top of the 4th, Eagles lead 3-2. Hitters 5, 6, and 7 coming up for Florida National University. Andre Ruche will lead things off. He's followed by Jorge Carrero. And batting third this inning, Ezekiel Valdez. Anybody gets on base, Cecilio Santos and Sergio Rivas will follow. Austin Hillier, 3 innings, 2 runs, both of them earned. Eagles got 3 in the bottom of the 2nd. Florida National came back with 2 in the top of the 3rd. That's where we stand. First pitch of the 4th is a good curveball from Hillier, taken for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Hillier ready with the windup. And the pitch is a ground ball hard towards left field and into the outfield for a base hit. So Ruche opens up the 4th with a base hit, leadoff man aboard. And I'll bring up the first baseman, Jorge Carrero. Jorge is nothing out of 1. He went down on strikes his only time up in the 2nd inning. Good start to the inning for the Conquistadors. That's a potential tying run at first. And as we said earlier, this team has a lot of speed. Coach Alfredo Carrillo, the head coach of the Conquistadors from Florida National University. Hialeah, Florida, down in the Miami area. Big lead off first by Ruche. Hillier from the stretch. And the first pitch is a curveball that stays upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Leadoff single, Andre Rouchet. Rather see the guy hit the ball, get on base by a hit instead of ball 4.
Yes, sir.
And the pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs. Hit it hard, got it through the hole at short and third. Left side of the infield, Draper and McAdon. A couple of the more experienced Eagles out there on the field for Coach John Copeland. Throw to first, and the runner is back. Two balls, no strikes is the count to Carrero. And the pitch is swing and a miss. Burnside throws a little bit high. Rosario pulls it down, but the tag is too late. Nice secondary lead from Rouchet off first. Burnside saw it. Good throw. Might have had a chance, but he was back in plenty of time. So 2-1 now the count. Carrero digs in. Hillier steps off. Gets a new sign, and now everybody's ready. And a throw to first, and this one was much closer, but Rouchet was about to get back. He started to flinch. Hillier was pretty close at it that time, but the runner's clearly back safely. Daniel Rosario, the big man, playing first base for the Eagles. 2 balls and a strike, and the pitch swung on and missed. Evens the count at 2-2. Rosario from Riverview, Florida. Austin Hillier, the sophomore from Port St. Lucie, played his high school ball at Centennial High School. When he's not pitching, you'll find him playing first base a lot for Coach Copeland. Remember last year he had a terrific game against NAIA Voorhees College right here at Trinity Ball Yard. I believe that was a complete game shutout, game 2 of a doubleheader. I remember that day. We just did get in game 1 before the rain came down. We weren't able to video stream game 2, but I watched it from the dugout. There's strike 3. Carrero down on strikes for out number 1. Austin Hillier was brilliant that day. I believe it was a shutout if I remember correctly. You don't play too many doubleheaders in high school though, do you?
No, sir. In fact, I don't think we play any.
Ezekiel Valdez will bat with a man at first and 1 out. I remember playing some doubleheaders in youth ball though.
Yes, sir.
A lot of fun. There was one game I'll tell you about in a moment I will always remember. Here's a pitch and a breaking ball in there for a strike. It was Saturday night. It was a rec ball team. I think when I was 16 years old. We were supposed to start at 8 o'clock, but it rained so much, we actually started play after midnight. Got home about 4 in the morning. I want to talk about some tired ball players. We had a good time doing it. No balls and a strike. A high pop fly on the infield. Camacho drifts over, and he will make the catch for out number 2.
Very good. 2-seam fastballs, what that looked like to jam him, and that's really the purpose of a 2-seam fastball, is to hit that inside corner and jam your hitter.
2-seamers tend to drift in toward the right-handed hitter. We also saw some good communication between Camacho and Rosario. Both of them went for the ball. We could hear Camacho calling for it. Rosario was able to get back to the bag just in case there was a play. So 2 outs, a runner at first. Rouchet led off the inning with a base hit. So far, he's been unable to advance. Here's Santos, the left fielder. Lined out hard to centers. That opened up the 3rd inning. That was an out, but Conquistadors eventually pushed across 2 runs. That first pitch misses low and away for ball number 1. Again, tomorrow's doubleheader, we will not be broadcasting in either capacity, and that's because of Trinity Baptist College men's and women's basketball South Region competition against Toccoa Falls College. Snap throw to first. This one a little too high, and that'll allow the runner to advance. Roche gets up, sprints into second base, and that'll go as an error on Daniel Burnside. So the potential tying run now in scoring position, and a count of 2 balls, no strikes on Santos, the left fielder. Well, here's a case we've talked about before, Michael. Tying run, just make some good contact.
Yes, sir.
Look for a pitch you can handle, ahead in the count. Now, in high school, players kind of expect a fastball with 2 balls, no strikes. That's not always the case in college and above. And the pitch is a breaking ball that misses. Now the scoreboard count was changed to 1-1 before that pitch. Now the umpire holds up 2 balls and a strike. So that's what we'll go with, 2-1. Santos has an opportunity to bring home the tying run. And the pitch from Hillier, a fastball, misses outside. Again, though, Burnside was able to keep it in front. Hello, Bo Sox 23. The game time's tomorrow, he's asking. 11 o'clock, and of course, game 2 usually starts about half hour after the beginning or the ending of the first game. Dr. Murray again cheering on his son out there on the field for the Conquistadors. Ball 4. That's going to put runners at first and second. And it'll bring up Sergio Rivas, the center fielder. Last time up, Rivas walked with 1 out, came around to score on the double from Rodriguez. Number 9 hitter at the plate. Potential tying run at second, go-ahead run at first. Hello to Flanagan, Valdez, Hamanives. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly, as the first pitch is inside for ball 1. Now, our radio listeners may not see this, but on the YouTube feed, we have fans dropping top chat comments. I always like to say hello. Hopefully I don't miss anybody. Jesus Linares. And this pitch is in the dirt, gets away. Burnside will pick it up, and good recognition not to risk a bad throw, and that's going to put runners at second and third. Sometimes a player will try to be the hero and make a throw like that. You know, Burnside has some experience behind the plate. Sometimes you just have to know when to hold on to the ball. Now the potential tying run at third, go-ahead run at second. The pitch is fouled straight back, a very good swing by Rivas. Hernan Rivas watching Servio. You see this young man at the plate, ahead in the count, 2-1, with a chance to do some damage. And Hillier delivers, swing and a miss. Good curveball from Austin Hillier. Mr. Robert Herrera wants to send a shout out to Robert Buster Herrera. So hello to Buster. Wish you well. Robert Herrera wears number 29, a freshman on the Eagles from Inspiration Academy here in Jacksonville. Here's a swing and a foul back, and the count will remain 2 balls and 2 strikes. Angel Middleton cheering on Caleb Al Britton, the DH tonight for the Eagles. And A. Reyes wishing Michael Kohik was still pitching. Well, Michael graduated last year. He's a terrific pitcher and a terrific young man as well. Swing and a miss, and that's going to retire the side. Another fastball with some sinking action to it, and that will end the inning. Florida National threatens, gets the tying and go-ahead runs into scoring position. Hillier gets out of it with his 4th strikeout of the night. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Eagles lead it 3-2. We'll be back in 1 minute on the Trinity Radio Network. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Lopez, Macadon, and Camacho to lead things off for the Eagles. That's 9, 1, and 2 in the batting order. Miss Hilda Paredes saying hello to her son Jose, who wears number 51 for Florida National. First pitch is popped up over near the Conquistadors dugout. It is going to be caught by the first baseman Jorge Carrero. The ball kind of popped out of his glove, but he was able to corral it for out number 1.
Up the bat, number 7, Nick Macadon.
So Macadon with the big blow of the night, a 2-run single his last time up. He's 1 for 2, and he's up there now. 1 out, bases empty in the top of the fourth. Leadoff hitter for Coach John Copeland, who leads Trinity Baptist College for the 5th consecutive year. 5th year of Eagles baseball history. And the first pitch is a little bit high for ball 1. Every year since their first season in 2015, the Eagles have set a record for wins in a season. 23 last year, playing against NAIA and NCAA Division II teams mainly. There are only a couple of NCCAA teams available close enough for the Eagles to travel to. There's a fly ball towards right field. Out number 2. Caught in right by Valdez. So a good trend for the Eagles, hoping we can add on once again and make another record for wins in the season. Of course, when you get here, that should be a given. Swing and a miss. First pitch to Michael Camacho. He is 1 for 2. He has struck out and walked. Well, officially, that would be 0 for 1. Yeah, it's been a year since I've done baseball. Walks don't count as at bat, so 0 for 1. This pitch is on the outside corner for strike 2. A long time ago in the majors, those walks counted as hits, and you see players with the batting averages over 400. That's one of the reasons why. They used to also have the ground rule double, the ball bouncing over the fence, count as home runs at that time also. Here's the 0-2, and this one is in the dirt. Of course, I don't think Babe Ruth got any cheapo home runs like that, though.
I don't think so.
You imagine the kind of money Babe Ruth would get today. You got Bryce Harper and Manny Machado looking for $300 million. Harper actually turned down $300 million. You imagine what Babe Ruth would get? Here's a 1-2 and a good rip, but a foul straight back. Talk about $500 million maybe for Ruth and DiMaggio.
It's possible.
Wow. The money these guys make, and my son over here wondered why I wanted him to play baseball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the fourth, and high fly ball. Pretty well hit, but it looks like that's going to be tracked down in center field by Sergio Rivas. That's the first 1-2-3 inning for either pitcher tonight. And after 4, Eagles lead it 3-2. Back in 1 minute for our radio listeners on FM 91.7 The Truth on the Trinity Radio Network. Top of the 5th, again a slow-paced ball game. Eagles lead at 3-2. All 3 runs for Trinity Baptist in the bottom of the 2nd. Florida National came back with 2 in the top of the 3rd. Austin Hilliard starting his 5th inning of work. He will face the top of the order. Benjamin Murray, Giancarlo Rodriguez, and Stefan Perez Colazo. I do not see any changes on the field for the Eagles. Sometimes from this high up, it's hard to tell if there's a substitution, especially with a lot of new players I haven't gotten to know yet. And they don't always tell us when there's a player change. That's all right. No problem there. I mentioned that we had some Major League Scouts here for a high school game last year. He said, well, you also don't have 4 spotters with binoculars helping you out either. Benjamin Murray will lead things off. He has struck out. He has also walked and scored a run. So nothing out of 1 officially, but a run scored. Hillier ready to start inning number 5. Here is the first pitch. It is a fastball right down the middle. Very quick inning for Florida National pitcher Gary Matthews. Now, Hillier didn't really get that much of a chance to keep his arm warm. He's back there out on the mound, but he's gotten the first 2 pitches looking good. 1-1. Starting to work a little quicker from the windup with the bases empty. This time he takes a long look in, and the pitch, the fastball that misses low and inside. When you're pitching, what do you do to stay warm when you're in the dugout while your team's batting?
Usually you try and get up and move a little bit, maybe go jog for just a few seconds.
Hard ground ball towards short, throw to first, in time. A great play by Christian Draper with the backhand. Eagles flashing the leather to get things started here in the 5th. Of course, on a cold night, you want to keep a jacket handy. You do a lot of pitching. You don't do a lot of hitting, so you're probably able to just go in, keep your arm warm. You got to keep it loose also.
Yes, sir.
What do you do to stay loose in addition to warm?
By that, we usually use resistance bands. We usually use resistance bands to try and keep loose.
First pitch, fastball, misses low and outside. Second baseman Giancarlos Rodriguez at the plate. Doubled in a run his last time up. Here is the 1-0. This one downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Rodriguez hit a well-hit drive over the head of David Quevedo. We thought for a moment Quevedo made an over-the-shoulder catch. It hit off his glove and resulted in the run. And taking strike 1 is Rodriguez. 2 balls and a strike. Some screams from the dugout. They thought that ball was in the dirt. Hillier got the call. 2 balls and a strike. A long look in and timeout called by the batter. Hitters get in the box. They're ready to swing. They don't like the pitcher taking too long. Here is the 2-1. Breaking ball right down the middle. Austin's had a really good sharp breaking ball tonight. Everyone I've seen him throw has usually had a good few inches drop on it. What kind of pitches you have?
I throw a 2-seam fastball, a circle change, usually a 12-6 curveball and a slider.
There's a hard base hit right up the middle from Rodriguez. Good solid contact, and it results in the 1-out hit. So runner at first, number 3 man, Stefan Perez-Collazo at the plate. Now the heart of the batting order. Pitch count starting to get up a little bit in the cold weather.
Stefan Perez-Collazo.
Looks like we have a new pitcher on the mound. Again, it's always hard to tell. You know, not familiar with all the players just yet. Number 16, Ryan Heller, is the new man on the mound. He started the inning. That is the first hit that he has allowed. Rodriguez, a big lead off first base. Ryan Heller now working from the stretch. And the pitch. High fly ball towards center field. Lopez looks like he's going to camp under it. He'll make the catch. And the runner will head back to first base. That's a long way out there in center field, 400 feet. So Ryan Heller in his first inning of work. Austin Hiller goes 4. He allows 2 runs, both of them earned. Walked 3 men, struck out 4, allowed just a couple of hits. Runner at first, 2 outs. Rodriguez another huge lead and a very fast man at first base. Fastball upstairs for ball 1. Ryan Heller, a freshman pitcher and first baseman from Sarasota, Florida, played his high school ball at Sarasota Military Academy. Now on for his first college appearance, and the pitch is a fastball just a little bit outside. Got to say it at least once every game, just a bit outside. Of course, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
Bob Euchre playing Harry Doyle in Major League. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner at first, 2 men out. Top of the 5th, Eagles lead at 3-2 in case you're just joining us. Heller with the pitch and a foul off. Well, it was close anyway. It was Austin Hillier. This is Ryan Heller. That was pretty close.
Yes, sir.
Turned around, I saw the big number 16 on his back, and that's when I knew it was a new pitcher. Again, they don't usually tell us when they're changing the players, and we got a pretty high seat away from the field. Throw to first. This one nearly got away from Rosario. Runner back in time. Time called as Heller does a little equipment adjustment. Rodriguez lined a single right back up the middle with 1 out. He stands at first now with 2 away. And the cleanup hitter, Borelli at the plate, Gianluca Borelli. He has walked and struck out. 2 balls and a strike. Heller from the stretch, the pitch, a breaking ball, catches the inside corner, evens up the count at 2-2. Borelli disagrees, but the count is even. Outfield straight away. Same can be said about the infield with 2 outs. No reason to play double play depth. Draper at short made a terrific backhanded play to start the inning. Michael Camacho at second. Ryan Heller on the mound. Runner goes, 2-2 pitch, check swing, throw down to second. Good throw, but it is not in time. Well, Burnside made a very good throw to second, right on the money, but the speed and the big lead off first from Rodriguez allowed him to get in. Pitch missed, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So stolen base for Rodriguez, and again, Florida National with the tying run in scoring position. This one down in the dirt, and that fills up the count. Oh, check that. I guess I'd forgotten to mark down the ball because that's number 4, and it puts him aboard. First walk for Ryan Heller. 2 outs, 2 runners aboard.
Number 25,
Third baseman Andre Rouchet at the plate. He has popped up to second and singled, so he is 1 for 2. Rodriguez at second. Borelli at first. The pitch from Heller. Bouncing ball towards third. Macadon will knock it down, and he will not have a throw. That is a big break for the Conquistadors. Tying runs, both now in scoring position with the go-ahead run at second base. That's going to go as an error on the third baseman, Nick Macadon. Doors are opened for the first baseman, Jorge Carrero. He has gone down on strikes twice. First time swinging, second time looking. That ball took a hard hop on Macadon. He'll tell you he probably should have made the play. Timeout called as the batter's going over to talk with his third base coach. Eagles lead at 3-2, but Florida National is threatening. Conquistadors have the tying run at third. That is Rodriguez. Go ahead run at second in Borelli, and a runner at first, Rouchet. Rodriguez singled his way aboard. Borelli walked. Roche reached on an error. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Ryan Heller on the mound for the Eagles. Everybody now ready. Cabrero digs in. Long look in for the sign from Heller. Now the first pitch is a good curveball that catches the inside corner. This level and above, you have to have more than a fastball.
Yes, sir.
You can probably get away with it in high school, having 1, maybe 2 pitches. Better have a good repertoire when you hit the college ranks.
Definitely.
No balls and a strike. Heller with the pitch. This fastball just misses outside. Nowhere to put him. Heller's going to have to come at the hitter. Michael, you played for North Florida Baseball League.
Yes, sir.
Got to do some hitting as well.
Yes, sir.
Do mainly pitching for Baker County. This curveball, Heller thought it was a strike, but he will not get the call. It is called inside. Well, Michael, we've talked about you on the field, in the classroom as well. You've won some scholarship type awards.
Yes, sir.
National Beta Club in 9th grade. The Math Honor Society. You're not going to see too many high school players or students of any kind brag about math.
Academics is one of the things that I hold very important in my life, and I hold it way above baseball, and I've always been taught to focus on.
You are a student athlete. There's a reason the word student comes first.
Yes, sir.
Of course, I know your coach. He's going to make sure all your players are going to do well in the classroom. Ball 4 ties up the ball game, and that'll go as an RBI for Jorge Carrero. All runners advance. Rodriguez comes in to score. Borelli to third. Rouche to second. The run is unearned, but it's on the board. 2 outs, bases remain loaded. Ezekiel Valdez, the right fielder, he's at the plate. He lined out hard to the second baseman his first time up. Popped up to the second baseman his last time. That was just 1 inning ago. We are tied at 3. Florida National has a chance now to take the lead for the first time tonight. Scholar Athlete Award at Baker County. Michael Davis did that as both a freshman and a sophomore. Oh, and a junior. So 3 consecutive years. And your quote that you gave me to put in the article, I expect to obtain this award for my senior year as well.
Yes, sir.
Well, let's hope that happens. I know you're going to work for it.
It's already been a good senior year with my grades, and hopefully I can keep that going throughout this baseball season. It's hard to keep your grades up during baseball season with all of the practice and games, and you don't get home until late every day.
Yeah, a lot of the coaches, they like to practice well into the evening.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's not like rec ball where you practice twice a week for 2 hours and go home.
Yes, sir.
Those of you who are playing rec ball and haven't tried school ball yet, when you get to school ball, you better be ready to work and work hard and long. Because you don't automatically get to play in school ball. You have to earn your position.
Yes, sir.
2 outs, bases loaded. The scheduled hitter is Ezekiel Valdez. Chance for the Conquistadors to take the lead. Ryan Heller in a jam, trying to work his way out of it. A hit, a walk, and an error, and the pitch is outside for ball 1. The RBI, ball 4 to Jorge Carrero, has allowed the tying run to score. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch is on the inside corner. That evens the count at 1-1. Valdez looking for a good pitch to hit. That was a strike, but not the one he wanted. Here is the pitch. This one is fouled off toward the right side. So Ryan Heller now a chance to get out of the inning. He's ahead in the count, 1-2. Time called. Umpire just doing a little housekeeping duty, making sure Heller can see the plate. Heller's working from the stretch with the bases loaded. Middle infielder's back, looking to knock one down and get an out. And the pitch is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is even at 2-2. Outfield, as they've played all night, straight away in each of the three positions. Not too deep. Good speed in the outfield. They can turn around and track it down as we've already seen. Here's a 2-2. Check swing, and Valdez held up in time. And now the advantage with 3-2 and 2 outs. Runners will be off on the pitch. Heller needs to make it happen right here. Hello to Alexander Rushi. Cheering on the Conquistadors, who have just taken the lead on a ball downstairs. 2 consecutive bases loaded walks have brought home the tying and the go-ahead runs, and Florida National leads now 4-3.
Up to bat, number 37, Cecilio Santos.
Sergio Santos, a center fielder, now at the plate. And now Coach Copeland is going to take a timeout, and he's going to head off to the mound. So we'll pause here ourselves, and we'll be back in 1 minute for our radio listeners after this break on the Trinity Radio Network. We have a pitching change. Coach Copeland puts in freshman Ben Van Sickle, who is a freshman from Paxson High School right here in Jacksonville. And Ben is going to inherit a tough situation. Bases loaded,
Now
2 outs,
for your Eagles,
2 runs are in, and Florida National has taken a 4-3 lead. 2/3 of an inning for Ryan Heller. So far, 2 runs, both unearned, and he is also responsible for the 3 men on base. So Ben Van Sickle getting his first taste of college baseball, and he's going to have to work out of this situation. The good news is he does have 2 outs. It is 4-3 in favor of Florida National. Eagles got 3 runs in the second. Conquistadors 2 in the third and 2 in the fifth, and threatening to get a couple more. So it'll be up to Van Sickle, and he's going to face left fielder Santos. Cecilio Santos coming up in just a moment with a big opportunity to extend a 1-run lead. So Ben Van Sickle on the mound, finishing up his warm-up tosses. And we'll be back underway in just a moment. Let's pause now for station identification on our radio feed on the Eagles Radio Network. Van Sickle ready with his first pitch. It is a high pop-up over near the sideline. 3 men giving chase, and it's going to drop safely foul. Ryan Brooks, Michael Camacho, Danny Rosario all giving chase, but It was well placed in foul ground. That's the good news. So no balls and a strike to Cecilio Santos. He lined out deep to center. Last time up, he walked and made it to second base, but that was about it. So the 0-1 from Van Sickle is a fastball that misses downstairs. Florida National has gotten 2 runs this inning, both of those via the bases loaded walk, and followed a 2-out error, so they are trying to take further advantage of an opportunity. The USCAA Florida National Conquistadors, a swing and a foul back and a good rip from Santos. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Van Sickle working from the stretch. A big gap in right center field. Ryan Brooks has pulled himself a little closer to the foul line. Here's a 1-2 from Van Sickle. Breaking ball, swing and a foul off to the right side. Michael, have you had to come into situations like Ben is facing right now?
That is actually most of what I did last season. I came into the very stressful situations and I had to find a way to get out of it, and most of the time I succeeded.
This one down in the dirt to even the count at 2-2. Nowhere to put him. Got to throw strikes.
It's a very stressful for a pitcher to come into a situation like this that you didn't create and try to get out of it. But
you know, the hitter knows you have to come to him. There's nowhere to go.
Yes,
nowhere to put the hitter. The 2-2 from Van Sickle. It is a fastball upstairs. Santos looked like he was starting to go for it, held up, and the count is run full. Now Van Sickle has to put one in the strike zone. Sergio Rivas waiting on deck. Temperatures dropping down now, a little closer to the mid-40s. Here's a pitch. Ball 4 misses inside, and that is the 3rd consecutive bases loaded walk for Florida National University. Andre Rouchet comes across, and it's 5-3 Conquistadors.
Up to bat, number 17, Sergio.
Guerrero to third, Valdez to second at second base. Alexander Rouchet saying Hialeah is doing pretty well despite the weather. It's cool up here in Jacksonville as this one is fouled off. Florida National sending its 9th man to the plate this inning. 3 runs are in. Seemed like a long time ago, Murray led off the inning with a ground out. This is a number 9 hitter. No balls, 2 strikes. Van Sickle came into a tough situation, as we were saying. Chance to get out of it without any further damage. Here is the 0-2. Burnshead sets up outside. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Big strikeout for the freshman Ben Van Sickle, but the Florida National Conquistadors pick up 3 runs, all bottom of the 5th inning. Trinity Baptist, who led most of the way, now trails by 2. It's 5-3, and it looks like Gary Matthews is back out on the mound for Florida National University. Hello to Kaylin Bates watching on the YouTube feed. Jose Paredes' sister. Jose wears number 51 for Florida National. Kaylin wants you to know that Ligma is watching. So hello to Kaylin Bates. As the Eagles, trailing by 2, come to bat in the bottom half of the 5th. They will have 3, 4, and 5 due up. That's Albritton, Cavedo, and Rosario. Gary Matthews has pitched 4 innings. He has allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned. 3 hits. He has walked 4 and struck out 3. Here's Caleb Albritton at the plate. Nothing out of 1. Called out on strikes to end the 2nd inning, and he takes the first pitch low for ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Matthews winds, and the pitch is a fastball that misses up and in. Albritton had to duck out of the way of that one.
Yes, sir.
These guys throw some heat.
Most
You don't
definitely,
see too many soft tossers in college. Here's a 2-0, and this one inside, and for a moment I thought it might have grazed off Albritton, but it's 3 balls, no strikes. Matthews working quickly. This one is inside for ball 4, so the Eagles have the leadoff man aboard, and hopefully they can turn that into a couple of runs. David Cavedo has struck out. He's also singled and was erased on a fielder's choice. Can't read my own handwriting at times. So Cavedo at the plate. Experienced player for Coach Jones. Runner at first, nobody out. Matthews from the stretch, and the pitch, a swing and a miss. David Cavedo, a junior. He's from Orlando, played his high school ball at Conrad Academy. Eagles roster up on TBCEagles.com. There you can get to know the brand new players and our returning players. A lot of new faces this year, talented freshmen and a few transfers. Eagles had 7 players graduate from last year's rosters. 6 of those played all 4 years. The first graduating class from Trinity Baptist College baseball. Here's a 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matt Carter, John Shiver, David Hall, now assistant coaches for Coach John Copeland. Saw former Eagle Cody Ragland here. A little earlier on, Clayton McDaniel came by to say hello. There's a swing and a miss. And out on strikes is David Cavedo. So with a runner at first and now 1 out, first baseman Danny Rosario at the plate. He has walked and scored. He's also hit into a fielder's choice. Michael Kohick, a graduate last year. Jordan Keys, Dan Richard. The first graduating class from Trinity Baptist College baseball. 5th year in existence for this program. Coach Copeland has led the way since the inception. Here's the first pitch. It is a fastball down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. Go to TBCEagles.com. You can check out the schedule. If I'm remembering correctly, 31 of the 48 games are home games. Here's a pitch up and in. Look towards first base, but the runner is back. 2 balls, no strikes. That's a lot of home games, 31 out of 48. Going to be a lot of baseball action here at Trinity Ball Yard. Of course, the Conquerors of Trinity Christian Academy play on this same field as well. There's a swing and a miss by Rosario. We'll have a couple of their Friday night games here on The Truth, and we video stream Trinity Christian Academy baseball on our Facebook page called TCA Conquerors Athletics. 2 balls and a strike. Rosario digs in. Here's a pitch taken upstairs for ball 3. Trinity Christian Academy's season opener is down in Plant City on Friday, February 22nd. We'll have that game on FM 91.7 The Truth. I'm going to make the trip down to Plant City, and we'll Facebook stream the Saturday afternoon game down there as well. Here's a pitch and a high pop foul out of play. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So you want to see some good baseball. YouTube TBC Eagles for Trinity Baptist College. Facebook TCA Conquerors Athletics for Trinity Christian Academy, one of the top-rated teams in the entire state of Florida. And Coach Gil Morales doesn't just play the 4A teams and below. He loves to mix it up with the high-class teams. That's how you get better. You have to play the best to become the best. Oop, my mistake, yanking on the camera like that. Dean sets it back up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at first. Leadoff walk by Albritton. So far has not advanced. Payoff pitch is ball 4, and the Eagles have the potential tying run aboard.
Up to bat, number 18, Daniel Burnson.
That is walk number 6 by Matthews, and let's see if the Eagles can take advantage. Daniel Burnson, the catcher. He has scored a run. He also lined very hard down the left field line, only to have it caught. Hit by a pitch in the second, came around to score on the base hit from Macadon. Matthews works from the stretch, 2 in on, 1 out, and a pitch, a swing and a miss. Burnside gave that one a rip. Again, a huge gap in right center. Sergio Rivos playing the man to pull. Come on, Daniel, plug up that gap. Matthews again, a long look in, working from the stretch. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball misses inside, nearly hit the batter. Burnside was able to spin out of the way. Eagles last year hosted the NCCAA South Region Tournament. Got a big win over rival Toccoa Falls College. Finished up 3rd in that tournament. Looking to advance a little further and make it to the national tournament for the first time. 1 ball, 2 strikes. They have a very tough schedule of NAIA and NCAA Division II competition all season long. Toccoa Falls will be here later on this season. That's the only other NCCAA only team the Eagles play. Here's a 1-2, swing and a miss. Ball in the dirt. And no throw to first. Well, with 1 out, batter should be out with runners at first and second. Well, he ran, and it's up to the catcher to know the situation, and good job by Stefan Perez Corrales, recognizing that he did not need to make that throw. Check that, Perez Colazo. Again, I can't read my own writing sometimes. So he didn't make that unnecessary throw. Burnside out on strikes. Now with 2 outs, that's a live ball. Runner can go. Ryan Brooks, the right fielder at the plate, is flied to center and walked. Tying runs at second and third. And a first pitch fastball on the inside corner. No balls, 1 strike. Matthews got himself into a jam with a couple of walks and is trying to get out of it. Needs just 1 more out to get. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Very hard swing by the right fielder, Brooks. So Matthews well ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. Brooks also has that big gap in right center. Here comes the 0-2 and a fastball. That's what you call climbing the ladder. He looked like he intentionally threw that ball up there. He got Brooks to swing at a high fastball a pitch before, and with the 0-2, almost had him because he kind of flinched a little bit.
Yes, sir.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch, swing and a miss. That is strike 3, and it retires the side. Eagles get 2 men aboard on 2 walks, but do not score. And after 5, Florida National 5, Trinity Baptist 3. Back in a minute on Trinity Radio Network. Top of the 6th coming up, and the top of the order for the Conquistadors, Murray, Rodriguez, and Perez. 5-3 in favor of Florida National. 3 runs in the top of the 5th put the Conquistadors ahead, and all 3 of those runs came in on bases loaded walks. On the mound, Ben Van Sickle, he got out of the jam. He walked in one of those runs and then was able to end the inning on a strikeout. Now he's going to get a fresh start to this 6th inning, but he has to face the top of the order. Benjamin Murray will lead things off. He has struck out, walked and scored, and grounded out to short. Murray, Rodriguez, and Perez Collazo due to lead off. Michael, looking at your article, I was very happy to put that together. Again, it's on TBCEagles.com on the baseball page. I really like the reason you put for choosing Trinity Baptist College. You want to let us know?
My main reason for choosing TBC was the focus on God. That's always been the #1 thing in my life, and to have a college that keeps God first is what I've really always wanted.
You also said you liked the size of Trinity Baptist College, not too big of a school, chance to get to know a lot of people as well. Of course, learning about Christ, much more important than learning about baseball. I love baseball. Can't beat learning about God, though. Murray leads things off. 6th inning is underway. The first pitch from Van Sickle is low and inside. Last but not least, he says, I chose TBC because of the size. I've always wanted to go to a school where I felt known and where I was not just another statistic. That's a very big deal, because in this world, you're assigned numbers, and that's the way a lot of people treat you. You're just a statistic and a number in their system. I've been here 15 years. I can tell you, you are going to get to know people very well at Trinity. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ben Van Sickle on the mound. Here on the stretch, here's a pitch, and he misses inside. You also say you believe in just a couple of visits here. You believe we have a good family environment.
Most definitely.
You're not the only one who feels that way. That is one reason many of the students here choose Trinity Baptist. Here's a ground ball right back to the box. Van Sickle leaps up high, makes the grab, and throws to first for the out. Then Van Sickle reaches up into the air, pulls that one down. The freshman from Jacksonville's Paxson High School. 1 away, good start to the inning for the freshman. Second baseman Rodriguez at the dish. He has grounded to second. He has doubled in a run, and he's also walked, or rather singled, stolen a base, and scored. 1 out, bases empty. Van Sickle working from the stretch. Here's the first pitch, a fastball that tails up and in. That one had a lot of movement, a little bit too much in that one. 1 ball, no strikes. Van Sickle takes a long look in, and the pitch, line drive, 1 hopper into center field. That'll be a base hit. That's the 2nd time in a row we have seen Rodriguez just make that contact and go right over the second base bag. Last time it led to a run, and Van Sickle will now work with the runner at first.
Off the bat, number 7.
Michael, you said your favorite Bible verse, Matthew 23:12. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled. Those who humble themselves will be exalted. You also include a life quote from one of your favorite major leaguers, Derek Jeter. I'll give you the honors of this one after this pitch. Van Sickle with a runner at first. Rodriguez, as he's done each time, taking a huge lead. Here's a pitch down in the dirt. Rodriguez took a few hops towards second, but Burnside got him back to first. Derek Jeter says what to you?
There may be people who have more talent than you, but there is no excuse for anyone to work harder than you.
Anybody can work hard.
Yes, sir.
And I agree with that. There's no excuse for not giving it your best effort, no matter what you're doing. have to admit sometimes I want to try to take it easy, but you work hard. It may take a while, but eventually the benefit's going to come.
Most definitely.
Not everyone's going to make the major leagues.
No, sir.
Not everyone's going to hit the game-winning grand slam.
No, sir.
But everyone's going to do something to help some team win at one time.
Yes, sir.
And that goes not just in baseball, it goes pretty much anywhere you do. Work hard. It may not be the thing you want to do, but you keep going, and eventually you're going to get the reward. All right, some good words of wisdom from Michael Davis. Of course, Bible's always the best words of wisdom. Derek Jeter, who can argue with the success this guy's had? Here's a foul ball off to the left side and out of play. I always thought Derek Jeter would become the first unanimous selection to the Hall of Fame, but his former teammate beat him to it a few days ago. Mariano Rivera, the first ever 100% vote getter for the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. These are two guys that played their entire career at one team. You just don't see that anymore.
No, sir.
Guys, you consider a 2-3 year contract now long term. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner at first. Rodriguez singled up the middle. Here's the pitch. Curveball downstairs in the dirt. It's 2-2. We mentioned Babe Ruth and Joe DiMaggio. Those are guys, Ruth didn't play every year with the Yankees, but he stayed with them a long time. That's back when players would stay with the team and teams would stay with the players. Now you have guys moving all over the place, and the talk now about not even assigning a team to the Hall of Famers anymore. Well, they move around every couple of years. It's kind of hard to pick one team for them. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Another huge lead. I think Rodriguez even got an extra step this time. Here's a pitch, a chopper back toward the box. Van Sickle fields, throw to second for 1, back to first, double play. 1-6-3 out of the inning. Middle man, the shortstop, Christian Draper, caught the ball and got rid of it in a hurry. So credit all 3 defenders involved on the play. 1 hit, nobody left thanks to the double play. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Eagles trail 5-3, back in 1 minute on the Trinity Radio Network. Bottom of the 6th, Eagles trail 5-3, 8-9-1 due up in the batting order. Christian Draper, Brian Lopez, and then the leadoff man, Nick McAdon. We saw a sweet double play turned by Van Sickle and the Eagles, and during the break, Michael was talking about the difficulty of the pitcher making that kind of a grab.
Yes, sir. It's very difficult to be able to throw the pitch and have the reaction time to snag the ball coming right back at you pretty quickly.
And in this cold weather, the fingers can numb up.
Yes, sir.
You actually have to make sure you grab the ball well and not throw it away.
Yes, sir.
And then credit Christian Draper with a very quick turn at second base. And the hustling down the line by Perez Collazo, it was a close play at first. Now, he was clearly out, but he hustled and made that play a lot closer than it looked like it might have been. Always hustle, as we were talking about. Work hard, always hustle.
Yes, sir.
So, youngsters out there, you want to make a team. Talent is great, but coaches are going to reward hustle a lot more than they will just raw talent.
It looks like we have a new pitcher.
New pitcher for the Conquistadors. Now, they don't have any jersey numbers on the front, so you have to wait till he turns around to see who this young man is. Jose Paradas, that is correct. We mentioned him with some family members watching, so Paradas now on the mound for Florida National University, and the first man he faces is shortstop Christian Draper, and the first pitch is inside for ball 1. So we'll total up the numbers on Gary Matthews when we got an opportunity to do so. 5 innings pitched. The 1-0 is a fastball on the outside corner. Draper has walked and scored, and he's also struck out. 2 balls, no strikes. Paradas with the pitch. And that one right on the bottom of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Christian Draper, who made that turn on the double play to end the top of the inning, in a hole, leading off here in the bottom of the 6th. So Jose, you have some family members watching. Ahead in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes on the batter Draper. And the pitch is a breaking ball that misses outside. Two balls, 2 strikes. And here is the pitch. High fly ball, well hit towards center, but that is right at Rivas. Takes about 2 steps back and makes the catch. Well hit ball. Eagles have hit a few of those that have been caught tonight. Again, that's baseball. You hit the ball hard and get out. And as we said earlier, get you a little dinker, you got a knock. Brian Lopez, a center fielder, 0 for 2. Called out on strikes, popped up to the first baseman, and the first pitch fouled right off his foot. So Paradas in relief of Matthews, who went 5 innings. He allowed 2 runs earned, 3 total. He walked 6 and he struck out 4. And he allowed 2 hits. Also hit a couple of batters as well. This pitch is a fastball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. On the senior Brian Lopez from Clearwater, Florida, Lakeside Christian High School. Here's a high pop-up on the infield. It'll stay in fair territory. Drifting over is the first baseman, Correo, and he puts it away for out number 2. Second time that Lopez has popped up to the first baseman. 1 fair, 1 foul. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, the leadoff man, Nick Macadon, steps to the plate for the Eagles. Two outs, bases are empty. Jose Paradas has gotten the first couple of men he has faced. Here's a windup, and the pitch is down low for ball 1. A long look in for Paradas. Slow delivery, and the pitch. Line drive and a base hit right up the middle for Macadon. That's his 2nd hit of the night, and it gives the Eagles a 2-out base runner. Macadon drove in 2 runs in the 2nd. A 3rd run scored on that same play after an overthrow, and now Macadon with his 2nd hit of the night. He's at first for Michael Camacho. Michael is nothing out of 2, a walk, strikeout, and another one of those hard line drives caught. All you can do is hit the ball hard. If they catch it, give them credit. This Hilda Paradas cheering on Jose on the mound. Got the first 2 men, then allowed the hit to Macadon. Runner at first, 2 outs. A breaking ball is in there for a strike. Good sharp curveball by Paradas. That's one I'm going to let go, especially on the first pitch. I want a pitch I can hit. No balls and a strike. Fastball Misses up and away. Looked like he might have tried to overthrow that one a little bit. So the count even at 1-1. You know, my hands are getting cold. It's getting harder to write. And the 1-1, the pitch, a breaking ball. It just misses the inside corner. So 2 balls and a strike. Macadon, modest lead off first. He has pretty good speed. He's off on the move, a swing and a foul back. That'll even up the count at 2-2 and send Macadon back to first. Now, at the lead he had, it didn't look like he was going to go.
No.
You know, Eagles have some speed of their own.
Yes,
Lopez can run. We saw Christian Draper. We saw Brooks in the outfield. Macadon can scoot too.
Yes, sir.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Paradas takes a long look at first, now ready from the stretch. Macadon not going this time. A breaking ball in the dirt fills up the count. So 3-2, 2 outs. The runner at first, Nick Macadon, he'll be off on the pitch. Another big gap in center, not as big as we've seen it throughout the night. Rivas playing a little bit to the left side of the bag from our vantage point. Here is the payoff pitch. Macadon not going, and it's ball 4. So runners at first and second, 2 men out, a base hit and a walk, but after the first 2 men were out. That's the first walk of the night for Paredes. And the number 3 hitter, designated hitter, Caleb Albritton. He was called out on strikes in the second, and he drew a walk his last time up in the 5th. Curveball that breaks a little too soon and drops down for ball 1. David Cavedo waiting on deck. Eagles with a chance to get at least 1 home. A bouncer towards third, but it goes right at Roche, and that's an easy force out at the bag to retire the side. Eagles get a hit and a walk and leave 2. We go to the 7th. It's 5-3 Florida National. Back in 1 minute on the Trinity Radio Network. That man you just saw on the YouTube screen, for those of you watching the YouTube feed, that's Clayton McDaniel, now a graduate of Trinity Baptist College and a member of the men's soccer team while he was here. He was just telling me that men's soccer head coach Ellie Jean and his wife just gave birth to their first child just about half an hour ago. So congratulations to the Jean family on the birth of their child. Good news here at Trinity Baptist College. We go to the top of the 7th. Borelli will lead things off, followed by Rouche and Carrero. First pitch by Van Sickle, still on the mound, is up high, and that is ball 1. Now catching for the Eagles, wearing number 22, Jordan Almodovar. Haven't had a chance to meet Jordan yet. Here's a pitch that misses up and inside, ball 2. He's one of the many freshmen here on this Eagles roster. Jordan, a freshman catcher from Deltona, Florida, played his high school ball at Deltona High School. 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch from Van Sickle is right on the inside corner. Count now 2-1. Good to see Clayton McDaniel. He now has secured himself a full-time teaching job outside of Jacksonville. Miss him a lot here at Trinity. Glad to see he's in attendance tonight, heading into the weekend. Here is a 2-1, and this one is inside. Nearly hit the batter. 3 balls and a strike. Almost said Giancarlo again. Of course, I'm a Yankee fan, so Giancarlo Stanton. Gianluca Borelli. And the pitch. Hard ground ball towards third. McAdon knocks it down, picks it up, throws the first in time. Nick McAdon, he knocked the ball down, kept it in front at the hot corner. There's a lot of time on a hard hit ball to get the out at first.
Most definitely.
So good job by Nick McAdon. Of course, I've seen him do that before in his couple of years on the team.
Now batting number 25, Andre Rouchet.
Andre Rouchet at the plate. He has popped up to second. He has singled. He reached on an error and scored. That error opened the door for those 3 unearned runs for Florida National, and the Conquistadors now have a 2-run lead. And here's a pitch from Van Sickle, a curveball just a bit inside. Hopefully I say this correctly. N.T. Yushuk, watching his brother. John Carlos Rodriguez is the best 3-4 today. And the pitch. Hard line drive. It is a foul ball down the left field line. I couldn't tell. I had to wait for the umpire to give the signal.
It looked close.
That got out of there very quickly. From our vantage point, it was tough to tell. It was that close to the line, whether it's fair or foul. Had to wait on the umpire to make that call. Fortunately for the Eagles, it was on the wrong side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rouchet at the plate. Another long look in by Ben Van Sickle. And the pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Alexander Rouchet calling a double. You very nearly got that on that line drive down the line. 2 balls and a strike. Van Sickle with the pitch. Swing and a miss. That evens count at 2-2. Hard to keep the hands warm. Hey, you can put them in your pockets. You don't have to write anything down. I can put my left hand in my pocket. Now I covered it up when I put that other pullover jacket on. So no pockets available right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Time called. Everybody's ready now. 1 out, base is empty, top of the 7th. And the pitch is high drive towards center field. That's going to be an easy play for Brian Lopez for out number 2. Very nearly had that double that Ms. Rouchet was talking about on the top chat on the YouTube page. Fortunately for the Eagles, that one went into the glove of Lopez. So 2 outs, base is empty. First baseman Jorge Carrero at the plate. He has struck out twice. Got an RBI walk his last time up. It's getting cool. The forecast calls for 34 degrees by the time we wake up tomorrow. We're about 44 degrees right now. Curveball in there for a strike. No balls and a strike. Van Sickle again takes a long look. Here's a pitch and it's driven foul to the right side. Now, we talked about the pitchers having to stay warm. What about the hitters? What do they do to keep warm and loose in weather like this?
There's really not much you can do except try and move around in the dugout. Try if you're further down the lineup, maybe throw on a hoodie for a little bit. But really, there's very limited things that you can do to keep warm when you're a hitter.
No balls, 2 strikes. Van Sickle with the pitch. This is a breaking ball that breaks a little too soon, 1-2. It's been a long time since I've batted in a game, but I can remember on a cold day, you better grip that bat tightly or your hands are going to pay for it if you don't. I didn't like to wear batting gloves either. So here's the 1-2. It is fastball down low. You don't hold that bat well enough in the cold weather, it's going to rattle your hands, and that does not feel good. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases empty. Top of the 7th, 5-3, Florida National leads. Time called, batter steps out of the box. Waiting on deck, right fielder Ezekiel Valdez. 45 degrees and gradually getting a little bit cooler. It's been a long, slow-paced ball game. Started at 7. We've been playing about 2 hours and 45 minutes. We're in the 7th inning. Again, men's basketball and women's basketball tomorrow afternoon. That's where Dean and I will be live streaming the basketball games tomorrow inside the gym. So there will be no baseball broadcast tomorrow afternoon. But if you're in the Jacksonville area, we invite you to come on out, check out the Eagles and the Conquistadors. The doubleheader of the game time has changed to 11 a.m. That's when the action gets underway. Guerrero drew the walk. He's aboard. 2 outs, runner at first. Here is Valdez. He has played pepper with the second baseman a couple of times. Also walked in a run his last time up. Swing and a miss at a ball that dropped out of sight. Van Sickle really broke one off that time. Valdez's RBI walk was the 2nd of 3 in a row. That was 2 innings ago, and that put Florida National ahead. No balls and a strike. Ben Van Sickle, the Jacksonville product, on the mound. And instead, the throw to first in the dirt, but Rosario's able to dig it out. Well, Van Sickle's looked pretty good. You know, it's hard to grip the ball too well. He lost that last hitter, but since he's come on, he's made some pretty good pitches.
Yes, sir.
Here's the 0-1 and another breaking ball. This one gets away, and the runner's going to advance on into second base. The throw looked pretty good, but a little bit late. That will go as a wild pitch, charged to Van Sickle. 1 ball, 1 strike after the pitch. Valdez now with an RBI opportunity. FNU.edu, that's the site for Florida National University. Then click on their athletics tabs. You can pull up their schedules. Again, that men's basketball team doing very well. There's a long drive over the head of Ryan Brooks. That's going to roll up against the wall. 1 run will score. Here's a runner around second on his way to third. The throw is not in time. That is an RBI triple for Ezekiel Valdez. And the Conquistadors lead it 6-3. Nothing Brooks could do about that. The ball was scalded. It got over his head and got over his head in a hurry. A couple of hops to the fence, and with the speed of Valdez, there was no chance of getting him. An RBI triple, Guerrero scores. It's a 3-run lead now for Florida National. Left fielder Cecilio Santes digs in with a runner at third and 2 outs. Now the 2-out walk came across the score, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. Credit Florida National. They've gotten some openings. They've taken advantage. laid off the pitches, were able to get those walks a couple of innings ago, and a very well hit line drive triple. No balls and a strike. And the pitch is line drive right at the shortstop, Christian Draper, 2 steps over, and he makes the catch. That ball was hit very hard. Draper's able to put it away. A run, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 man left. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Florida National 6, Trinity Baptist 3. Back in 1 minute on the Trinity Radio Network. Bottom of the 7th, Trinity Baptist now trailing 6-3. The RBI triple from Ezekiel Valdez extended the Conquistadors' lead. And Florida National will send a new man to the mound. Number 1, Edislandi Augusti will take over as we start the bottom of the 7th. So, Augusti, the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Conquistadors. He is going to face the heart of the order for Trinity Baptist, Quevedo, Rosario, and then Almendor. Jordan Almodovar, mispronounced that a moment ago. He came in place of Daniel Burnshead, and he is now batting in the number 6 position. So 4, 5, and 6 due up. David Quevedo will lead things off. He has struck out twice and singled in between those 2 Ks. First pitch of the night for Augusti. It is popped up right back over our heads. So no balls and a strike. Left fielder David Quevedo. Edislandi Augusti on the mound for Florida National. Here's the 0-1, the fastball a little bit outside. This young man looks like he can throw some heat.
He can.
One ball, 1 strike. Augusti working from the stretch exclusively, and here comes the pitch. And another fastball. This one misses downstairs. He's one of these young men. You look at him, his size doesn't look that intimidating, but from what we've seen so far in just a few pitches, a good, hard, sneaky fastball. Hides the ball pretty well, too. Makes it tough for the hitters to pick it up. Big, lanky delivery. Keeps the ball in his glove to the last possible moment. And the pitch, and a high pop fly on the infield to the right side. This will be the second baseman, Rodriguez, putting it away for out number 2.
And hiding the ball is a big part of throwing off the batter because it allows them minimal time to see the ball and minimal time to react.
Now, that last one, he did break his hands apart a little bit too quickly, but he got the pop-up, and I said that incorrectly. It's out number 1. That was his first batter of the inning. Danny Rosario at the plate, first baseman. He has walked and scored, reached on a fielder's choice, and drew another walk his last time up. 0 for 1 officially, run scored, and the first pitch. That time he hit the ball pretty well. Fastball misses down and away. So 1 ball, no strikes. Long look in from the stretch and the pitch. I'm telling you, this young man can throw hard, and that one hit the corner for a strike. Now you're watching it on the YouTube feed. You got a long range shot. You may not really be able to tell just how hard he's throwing, but he is throwing some smoke, and that fastball catches the inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We have now played 2 hours and 59 minutes. And we started the feed just a little bit before on the YouTube feed, just before 7 o'clock. So we've been playing, actually, I guess about 2 hours and 54 minutes. It's been a slow-paced ball game, and we still have a couple of innings left. Now, what we don't want to happen happened twice to us last season. The lights went out at 10 o'clock. Here's a pitch and a foul ball. We were playing Edward Waters College, and the lights went out. I believe it was the top of the 9th when that happened. We had to wait about 25 minutes to get them back on. Eagles had the tying runs on base at the time and a lot of momentum going, and that broke the momentum. Gave the pitcher a chance to rest his arm. He had to warm up again. All that momentum broken and unable to get that tying run home. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, base is empty, and the pitch. High pop up, going to stay on the infield. It's going to drop to the ground, and that's going to be a base hit for Rosario. Yeah, didn't we say that a couple of times before? Hitting the ball hard and caught, and a little bloop like that drops in for a hit. Never know, and Rosario hustled the entire way. Good job by Rosario. Nobody is there at the bag, but you never know that. Right fielder can come in and take a throw just as easily, and it looked like Valdez was trying to do just that. So Rosario hustling all the way, gets himself an infield single. Now the first at-bat of the night for freshman Jordan Almodovar. He took over behind the plate for Burnside, and a throw to first, and Rosario's back in time.
Now batting number 22, Jordan Almodovar.
So Almodovar from Deltona, Florida, at the plate for the first time, and a throw to first, and the runner's back. And Auguste throwing hard over to first base also. No count yet. A couple of throws to first, and the pitch. Check swing. And a strike. So Almodovar down in the count. No balls and a strike. Rosario, the runner at first, got himself an infield single. Here comes the 0-1, and the pitch on the way and fouled straight back. A very good swing by the batter. That's one of those just misses. Now the center fielder, Rivas, playing the hitter to the right side of the bag, the left-handed hitter, giving the gap away, this time in the left center field alley. 0-2 instead to throw to first. And that one had some intent. That was not just one to say, hey, I know you're there. That one was try to get him out. No balls, 2 strikes. Auguste with the pitch. High pop foul out of play. It is Landy Auguste, a hard-throwing right-hander. Almodovar at the plate. Ryan Brooks waiting on deck. Here is the pitch. It is a fastball upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Long look in by the young right-hander. From the stretch, here's the pitch. High pop foul out of play once again. Jordan's giving him a battle.
He is.
We got a hard-throwing right-hander on the mound. Guy with some good bat speed at the plate. This has been a very nice battle. And here comes another 1-2 on the way, and another pop foul out of play. Hello to Nicole Vasquez watching the YouTube feed. Cheering on the pitcher, Auguste on the mound. We're seeing a pretty good battle between these two gentlemen. Hey, if nothing else, it's going to make the pitcher throw, make him work. Another 1-2 pitch coming. Auguste takes a long look in. And the pitch, fastball, misses upstairs. Now, it doesn't always work out this way, but it seems that more so in these battles with a lot of foul balls, a hitter comes out on top.
Usually, because the more pitches you throw, the more possibility you have to make a mistake. And
then the hitter also sees the pitcher, what he has, and is able to zone in a little bit better. Here's a high pop-up towards center field. Rivas, a few steps in, he puts it away for out number 2. Good swing, he just got under it a little bit. So 2 outs, runner returns to first.
Now batting number 5.
Ryan Brooks at the plate. Ryan has flied out to center, walked in. Nothing out of 2 officially, has a runner at first, 2 men out. Bottom of the 7th, Eagles trail 6-3. Throw to first, and the runner back in time. Rosario beat out an infield hit. So far, unable to advance. Brooks looking to change that, and here comes the pitch. Good swing, but he missed it. High fastball, no balls, 1 strike. Kristen Draper, the shortstop, waiting on deck, and if they can keep it alive, Brian Lopez and then the top of the order due up. Timeout called. Auguste doing a little equipment adjustment of his own. We have a cameraman from Florida National. He was talking with us about the mound. This is a very high mound for here at Trinity. Probably much higher than what you're used to.
Looks a lot higher than
and the pitch, swing and a miss. Another high fastball. Brooks could not catch up with that one. Now, I've thrown off this mound. It's really steep. Much higher than what we normally see. It's not just the height of it, it's a steep slope as well. Here's the 0-2, strike 3 called on the outside corner, and that'll retire the side. Eagles get an infield hit, leave a man stranded at first. After 7, it's Florida National leading 6-3. Back in 1 minute on the Eagles Radio Network. Top of the 8th, it's 6-3 in favor of the Conquistadors, and Trinity Baptist will send a new pitcher to the mound. Number 14, sophomore Austin Lane Fry, now pitching for Coach John Copeland. I do not notice any other changes for the Eagles. Fry will have 9, 1, and 2 due up. Florida Nationals Rivas, Murray, and Rodriguez. 6 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Florida National, 3 runs, 3 hits, and 3 errors for the Eagles of Trinity Baptist College. Top of the 8th, 9-1-2 due up, and leading things off, the center fielder Sergio Rivas. He has walked and scored. He's also struck out twice. So Fry on the mound. Another hard-throwing pitcher for Coach John Copeland. Austin Lane Fry, a sophomore from Eagle Lake, Florida, Lake Region High School. Had a chance to meet Austin a couple of times last year. A very nice young man, making his first appearance of the 2019 season. Sergio Rivas will be the first he faces. The windup and the pitch is a fastball outside for ball 1. Rivas scored his run in the second after drawing a walk. We've had a lot of walks from both teams tonight. Here's the 1-0. It is grounded towards second. Camacho charges and it hits off his glove, and that's going to be an error on Camacho. That's a 4th error of the night for the Eagles. Leadoff man is aboard here in the top of the 8th.
Now batting number 2, Benjamin
That one hit the heel of Camacho's glove. Bounced away towards the center of the infield. Top of the order, Murray due up. He is the shortstop. He has struck out, walked and scored. Grounded to short, grounded back to the pitcher. Benjamin Murray at the plate with a runner at first, nobody out. Well, Fry made the pitch, got the ground ball, but the runner's on first. And from the stretch, Fry works, squares around the bunt, is Murray, and he fouls this one off. Big lead off first by Rivas. He can run. Looked like he was on the move, and the sacrifice bunt attempt. No balls and a strike. Big lead off first by Rivas. Fry takes a long look in at the sign. His catcher, Jordan Almodovar. From the stretch, Fry delivers, checks swing, and he went around. Good tailing fastball.
Yes, sir.
No balls, 2 strikes. That time the batter not squaring around, the runner holding off first. Let's see what they have in mind on the 0-2 pitch. Runner holds, ground ball toward first. Rosario will step on the bag, throw to second, and a bounce in the dirt. That allows the runner to get into scoring position. So a first baseman unassisted put out, but he does advance the runner, the same effect as the sacrifice bunt attempt.
Now batting number
So a
3,
runner in
Juan
scoring
Carlos
position for the
Rodriguez.
second baseman, Rodriguez. Giancarlo Rodriguez, been on base 3 times tonight. He has driven in a run, he has scored a run, he's also stolen a bag. So a runner at second, Florida National already with a 3-run lead. Fry takes another long look in. Now he's ready, checks his runner, here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Rodriguez steps out, gets a sign from his third base coach. Everybody's ready. Runner at second, reached on an error, advanced on the ground ball. Rivas with a big lead. Here's a pitch from Fry, a breaking ball and a beauty for strike 1. It's one of the best curveballs we've seen tonight. We've seen some good ones.
Very good curveball.
That one started up at the batter's helmet, dipped down to his knees across the plate. The 1-1. Let's see if Fry can do it again. This time he looks the runner back. Rivas getting a huge lead off second base. One ball, 1 strike. Again, Rivas well off the bag. Fry asking for a new set of signs, and timeout called by Rodriguez. RBI double in the third, singled and scored in the fifth. Got himself another base hit in the sixth. So he's had a really good night. 3 for 4, runs scored and an RBI. Looks like he might be our player of the game, barring anything else happening. Count is 2-1. Fry looks back, delivers a pitch, a fastball that misses outside. Throw down to second. Rivas well off the bag, and he gets in just under the tag. Well, Fry paid a lot of attention to the runner, and many times that can take your attention off the pitch. And we got a ball in the dirt. Almodovar made a really good throw, but Rivas got in under the tag. He was safe. No questioning of the call. Here's a 3-1 from Fry. A breaking ball, strike 2. Another beautiful curveball right on the inside corner. Three balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch coming. And Fry delivers another curveball, but this one misses outside, and that'll put a runner aboard at first. So runners at first and second without the benefit of a hit. 1 out. And the catcher, Stefan Perez Colazo.
Stefan Perez Colazo.
He singled in the first. Had an RBI sacrifice fly in the third. Flew out to center in the fifth. Grounded into a double play in the sixth. Fry could use one of those right now. 2 on, 1 out, and the pitch. This one catches the inside corner. That's a nice pitch.
Ball had a nice spin until right back into the strike zone.
A lot of movement, kind of wavered back and forth all the way down the line. Couldn't really tell what kind of a pitch it was. It moved back and forth. No balls and a strike. Turn and throw to second. That one nearly got away from Christian Draper. Fry takes a long look in. Look back to second, checks the runners. Now the pitch. Another curveball. He got under it that time. Stayed upstairs. Fry will change his arm angles too. He's not one that comes the same pitch every time. Where the weather's getting cooler and cooler, getting down into the mid 40s, probably a little bit closer to 43 right now. This pitch, fastball, misses low. Two balls and a strike. Rivas with another good lead off second. Rodriguez at first. Rosario's off the bag at first base. Here's a 2-1. Check swing. They're going to look down towards second, and I believe he said he held up in time. It's 3 balls and a strike. Draper, the shortstop, playing up the middle. Double play depth. There's a big hole on the infield on the left side. Also in the left center field gap with the left-handed hitter at the plate. And it looked like he was trying to go that way and plug that gap. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Let's see what the runners are up to. Another big lead off second by Rivas. Lopez shading the hitter to pull on the right side of the bag from the hitter's vantage point. And the pitch, strike 3 called on the inside corner. Another good tailing fastball from Fry, and that's out number 2. Well, he had the hitter leaning across the plate on the last couple of pitches. Got him on the inside corner. Borelli, the designated hitter at the plate. He has scored a run tonight, one of the 6 put on the board by the Conquistadors. RBI opportunity for the cleanup hitter. And the pitch from Fry is a fastball right down the middle. Borelli bounced out to the third baseman. Actually, that wasn't a bounce out. That was a hard bounding ball that Macedon dived for, knocked it down, and got the out at first. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. Curve ball. Boy, did that one not only have a lot of bite, but the slow speed had the hitter well out in front. That's one of those Bugs Bunny changeups. You know that you're kind of young. The Bugs Bunny curveball, we old fogies, we know what that is. The cartoon where the ball's so slow that 3 batters in a row take 3 swings at one pitch. Because I'm a little older than you are. And the pitch, a fastball that gets away from the catcher and will allow both runners to advance. So Rivas into third, Rodriguez to second. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the hitter. Borelli now with 2 men in scoring position. First base is open, but Fry is ahead in the count, 1-2. Like Fry tried to overthrow that pitch, and when you do, you try to overthrow, tend to get a little wild. Well, Fry had a beautiful curve a moment ago. Let's see what this one does. That's a slow curve that just misses the outside corner. Well, I called the pitch, but it missed its spot.
Yes, sir.
What would you throw here?
With a 2-2 count, I would probably go back to a curveball, but I would throw it inside.
All right, let's see if Fry is listening to you. 2-2. Here comes the pitch. Yes, he was, and that one got the corner. Struck him out. Good call, Michael Davis. No wonder you're one of the starting pitchers on the Baker County Wildcats and going to be here next year. Conquistadors threaten to get 2 men into scoring position, but Fry strikes out 2 in a row to strand them at second and third, and we go to the bottom of the 8th. Florida National 6, Trinity Baptist 3, back in 1 minute on Trinity Radio Network. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. The Eagles need to rally, trailing by 3, and they are going to face a new pitcher on the mound. Wearing number 36 is Joel Gonzalez. Conquistadors got 2 men in scoring position, but Austin Lane Fry got 2 strikeouts on the call, and a great call by Michael Davis on that last pitch. Michael is a senior at Baker County High School, has already signed his letter of intent to come to Trinity Baptist College. That'll happen in this coming fall after you graduate, so you'll be able to join the fall program. Coach John Copeland, he will schedule a good number of games against some participating schools, and they like to play a lot of intra-squad games as well, so maybe I'll get to see you on the field come next fall. Going to miss you on the field this season, though, because Trinity Christian does not play Baker, and I'm going to be busy with the TCA Conquerors as well as the TBC Eagles. Glad we had the chance to meet you here tonight. Michael tells me he's done some announcing in other capacities before, so a microphone's not new to him. The only thing wrong with you, you're wearing a Boston Red Sox hat.
I've been an Orioles fan my whole life until about 2009.
I got a couple of Cubs hats. We can let you have one if you need it. I got a 2016 World Series champion hat my wife gave me right after they won the World Series. And Tom Murphy, our producer, he's saying go Patriots.
Go Patriots.
Yeah, you heard Tom in there. Well, nobody's perfect, Tom. 1 ball, no strikes. Yeah, Tom says he grew up in the Boston area, so he is a Red Sox and Patriots fan.
I'm born and
Christian Draper leading things off. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, I was born in Connecticut, but I grew up here in Green Cove Springs in the Jacksonville area. This pitch is downstairs, so Draper well ahead in the count now. 3 balls, no strikes. I'm a Cubs and Yankees fan. Dallas Cowboys, obviously Jaguars fan as well. Here's a 3-0, and ball 4 is inside, and Draper wasn't sure, and he didn't show up the umpire on that. A lot of times that batter takes the first step, he's going to get a strike called on him.
Number 4, Brian Lopez.
So Gonzalez walks the first man he faces, and it brings up the number 9 hitter, Brian Lopez. Runner at first, very fast runner, Christian Draper. A lot of speed. Lopez at the plate, left-handed thrower, right-handed hitter. We'll see Lopez do some pitching also. Takes the first pitch for strike 1. Tom Murphy, our producer in the studio, doing another fantastic job. Dean Bureau, our cameraman on the YouTube stream. As always here at Trinity Baptist College. That fastball nearly hit Lopez. He had to duck out of the way. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tom was with us all during football season, save for a couple of times where he was unavailable. Trinity Christian Academy Conquerors made it to the state semifinal, undefeated until that ball game. North Marion came in and took that game and went to the state championship. Ended up as the state runner-up, but the Conquerors 13-1 on the season on the football field, dropping back down into 3A this next coming season. 2 balls and a strike, and a fastball, a good one on the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, nobody out, bottom of the 8th. Florida National leads it 6-3. Gonzalez delivers a swing and a miss. Another good hard fastball, and that is out number 1. This team has some guys who can throw the ball. They just reach back and fire. Nick McAdon, the leadoff man at the plate. He has a couple of hits tonight in 4 attempts. 2 singles, 2 RBIs, and 2 fly balls caught in right field. McAdon looking for his 3rd hit of the night. Has a very fast man at first base to try to bring around. Here comes the first pitch from Gonzalez, taking all the way for a strike. McAdon has also made a very good diving play at 3rd base. He's had a pretty good night. Gonzalez takes a long look at the runner at first. Now in for the sign and the pitch. Outside corner, strike 2. Another good hard fastball. We don't have a radar gun, but I'm guessing he's got to be very close to, if not above 90.
It's looking like he's pretty close.
No balls, 2 strikes. Another long look towards first. Now the stretch and the pitch. Foul tip into the mitt, and that is out number 2. So McAdon down on strikes, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Michael Camacho. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter for Camacho. This will be Jaron Sweeney, a freshman infielder from Orlando's Colonial High School. So Jaron Sweeney getting an opportunity here in the bottom of the 8th. And we'll see if he takes second base or Camacho returns. In NCCAA, they get to return just like in high school. So Jaron Sweeney getting his first opportunity of the 2019 season. Takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Okay, it's getting harder and harder to right as the temperature cools off. Jaron Sweeney, 1 ball, no strikes. And the pitch from Gonzalez, right on the outside corner. So 1-1. Number 3 hitter, Al Britton, waiting on deck. If he gets up, he would represent the potential tying run. Gonzalez with the pitch. A fastball up and in. That is ball 2. Draper led off with a walk. Then Gonzalez has struck out the next 2 men. 2 balls and a strike to Sweeney, and the pitch, a line drive towards second base, and it's going to be caught by Rodriguez. It was right at him to retire the side. Another well-hit ball by the Eagles, but ending up in a Conquistadors glove, and we go to the 9th inning with Florida National leading 6-3 back in 1 minute on the Trinity Radio Network. Austin Lane Fry back on the mound for his 2nd inning of work. He got into and out of trouble in the 8th. A couple of strikeouts, called strike 3s to get out of that inning, straining runners at 2nd and 3rd. We go to the top of the 9th. Roche will lead things off. He is the number 5 hitter, followed by Carrero and Valdez, barring any pinch hitting. Hello to Raul Franco, checking us out on the YouTube stream. Nicole Vasquez as well. Glad you're joining us either on YouTube or on FM 91.7 The Truth. Here's a first pitch from Fry, a check swing, and the pitch misses outside. Roche has scored a run. He's hit the ball hard a few times. 1 base hit. He's also reached on an error, popped up to the second baseman, and flew out to center field. Run scored as well, and he takes this fastball for a strike. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Fry on the mound. Guerrero is the man on deck. Here's Fry with a long look in, and the windup, and the pitch is chopped towards third, and McAdon will make the diving play, but it hits off his glove, and that's going to be a base hit for Andre Roche. Not much McAdon could do about that one. It was well placed. He made the attempt. Ball just hit off the tip of his glove. Not sure if he would have had the out at first. The hustling Roche with good speed probably would have beaten the throw anyway. So that is a base hit for Roche. He is aboard.
Now about
leadoff man on. Jorge Carrero at the plate. And the third base coach is coming up. It looks like he's doing some kind of a lineup change. It might be a runner for Roche at first base. I haven't seen anyone come out of the dugout yet. Now here comes a gentleman wearing number 10. That is Yasiel Perez, the pinch runner at first base. So Perez will take over for Roche at first. Roche singled his way aboard. Fry now working from the stretch. The first pitch, fastball in the outside corner. Well, we've seen some heat from Fry. We've also seen a great slow curve.
Yes, sir.
And changing the speeds is just as important as changing the pitches. Location and pitch speed makes a lot of difference. There's one of those good slow curves that hits the outside corner. So Fry ahead, no balls, 2 strikes. Ezekiel Valdez on deck. Runner at first, nobody out, top of the 9th, a 3-run lead for Florida National. Again, in case you missed it, no baseball broadcast tomorrow. We will be inside the gym for men's basketball at 4 o'clock, preceded by women's basketball at 2. Trinity Baptist College playing a South Region Conference game against Toccoa Falls College for both the men and the women. So we do apologize for those of you wanting to see baseball. Basketball season coming to a close in a couple of weeks. That takes precedence as we prepare for the South Region Tournament, which will be held in Kissimmee at Johnson University of Florida for the men, and the women's basketball tournament will be at Toccoa Falls College up in North Georgia. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fry working from the stretch and the pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. So Lane Fry, 3 out of the last 4 hitters he has faced, he has gotten a called strike 3. And kind of the same formula as the other 2, breaking balls and then got him on the fastball. So a runner at first now with 1 out. Ezekiel Valdez at the plate. This is the gentleman who hit that very hard line drive triple that 2-hopped the fence. And it brought home a run. That came in the 7th inning, an insurance run for the Conquistadors. And the first pitch is a fastball that tailed back over the plate for strike 1. So Valdez at the plate, runner at first. Santos, a scheduled on-deck hitter. Fry works from the stretch and the pitch. High pop foul, out of play to the right side. 10:30 Eastern time already. Been a long ball game. Eagles got 3 in the 2nd. Florida National came back with 2 in the 3rd, 3 in the 5th, and 1 in the 7th. No balls, 2 strikes. Valdez digs in, Fry sets himself, and the pitch. Curveball lifted into center field. Lopez coming on, makes the catch. Good curveball, had the hitter out in front. Lopez, also a pretty fast runner in center field, made that play a lot easier than it looked like it would be off the bat. The ball carried pretty well earlier. Now as the air is getting cooler and thicker, it's not carrying quite as much. That ball looked like it had a chance to drop down, but Lopez with his speed was able to track it down. Actually made it a pretty easy play. So now runner at first with 2 outs. Leadoff infield single. And the pitch is outside for ball 1. Yaciel Perez pinch running for Andre Roosh, who got that base hit to open up the inning. Cecilio Santos at the plate. He brought home a run with an RBI walk in that 3-run 5th inning. And the pitch, check swing, and he went around. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 9th, the Eagles will have 3, 4, and 5. Albritton, Cavedo, and Rosario. Fry takes a long look in at his catcher, Jordan Almadova. And the pitch, curved ball, and another beautiful pitch. This one fouled off. It looked like a cue shot on the billiard table right off the end of the bat. You play pool?
Every now and then.
Bring it on. Dean here is pretty good at it too. He can't beat me though. A few times he does, he likes to rub it in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Fry from the set. And the pitch. Another curveball. Got him for strike 3. He took a lot off that one. 2 strikeouts in the inning. The leadoff single is stranded at first. Fry has struck out 4 men in 2 innings, but the Eagles need to rally as we go to the bottom of the 9th with Florida National leading 6-3 back in 1 minute on the Trinity Radio Network. Bottom of the 9th, the Eagles need some base runners. They trail by 3. They do have the middle of the batting order coming up. 3, 4, and 5. Albritton, Quevedo, and Rosario. 3-run lead. Save situation for Rodriguez. He will face 3, 4, and 5. Caleb Albritton scheduled to lead things off. Quevedo and Rosario to follow. Eagles need a couple of base runners. Have to be patient, look for a good pitch to hit. If you get that pitch, you want to do something with it. An error opened the door for Florida National in the 5th, and that led to 3 unearned runs. That's the margin right now as Florida National leads 6-3. Albritton leading things off. He was called out on strikes. He's also walked and grounded out to the first baseman. So Albritton steps in, facing Armando Rodriguez for the first pitch of the 9th inning, and it is right down the middle for strike 1. Now we've seen some hard throwers for Florida National. Looks like we got another one on the mound.
It's probably the hardest one we've seen tonight.
Well, he's in the closer's role at least tonight. Rodriguez winds and delivers. Another good hard fastball. He's well over 90.
Definitely.
I'm guessing around 93, 94 possibly. He is bringing some smoke. Ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Typical closer with the high heat.
Yes, sir.
Rodriguez winds up. Albritton digs in. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch is inside and it hits the batter, so the Eagles will get a base runner. Albritton taking his time. In fact, he's still standing at the plate. Did it hit the batter? Somebody said it hit the umpire. That might be the case then. Don't see that very often. I thought for sure it hit the batter.
It looked like it was headed right to him.
Probably pulled out at the last moment. Catcher, might have thought it hit the batter too. Let's hope this umpire's all right. I don't know his name. Albritton's still at the plate. He's going to have a count of 1 and 2. Well, the lights stayed on for us. We told you about that a couple of times where the lights went off. They were on a timer. Maybe they were aware of that tonight and made sure that didn't happen. Well, on our radio feed, oh, no, it looks like everyone's all right. We're about to see if we could get one more break in, but everyone's coming back to the plate. Everything looks all right. I really thought the ball had hit the batter.
It looked like it.
It sounded like it too. Yeah, I played all 9 positions. I've umpired some Little League games, and that ball hurts. Rosario to follow. Here comes the 1-2. Ground ball towards short. That's going to be an easy play to throw to first in time. Murray at short. You know, the third baseman made a diving attempt for that ball. Roche almost made that play himself. That is Roche, who re-entered back at third base. Ball's hit pretty squarely. The Eagles have done that all night long, but it went right at the shortstop for the out. Well, credit the defense. They've made the plays. David Quevedo at the dish. He has struck out twice. He's also singled, and he flew out to right his last time up.
Now batting number 28, David Quevedo.
First pitch for strike 1. They call him DQ. Very popular young man on this Eagles roster. And the pitch, a good hard fastball, but this one misses low. Rodriguez lost his footing on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the 9th, and the pitch is on the outside corner for strike 2. I want to thank Tom Murphy, our producer in the studio. Another terrific job. Dean Bureau, our cameraman on the YouTube feed. Athletic Director of Trinity Baptist College is John D. Jones. There's a chopper foul to the right side. Coach Jones, also the head basketball coach of the men's team. Big South Region game against Toccoa Falls tomorrow. Judy Allen, the women's coach. Mac Hevner is our president here at Trinity Baptist College. And Dr. Tom Messer, the head pastor of Trinity Baptist Church. We want to thank them, as well as Calvin Graybow, Roger Henderson of FM 91.7 The Truth, and Crystal Lawrence, Media Relations Director at Trinity Ministries, for getting us on the radio. And of course our YouTube feed. Glad you're able to join us. Might have missed some of the names, letting us know who's watching. Apologize if we've missed anybody, but there are a bunch of you. Catherine Marie Paradas, among many others, keeping us going here on YouTube TBC Eagles. Michael Davis has joined us throughout this ball game. He is a future TBC Eagle. And your friend's name once again, who's here?
E.J. Alvarez.
E.J. Alvarez of Swanee High School. Has he signed the commitment letter?
Yes, sir, he has.
He has also signed on to become a TBC Eagle next year after they graduate their high school years. Michael, doing a terrific job with the ball game. Good to get to know you.
Yes, sir.
Look forward to seeing you play out here next year.
So I'm excited.
It's 2-2 on the batter, 1 out, base is empty. Rodriguez takes a long look in. And the pitch. This one is in the dirt. Count even at 2-2. This is Armando Rodriguez trying to earn the save for the Conquistadors. Season opener for the Eagles. We'll be back here next Friday night on FM 91.7 The Truth and TBC Eagles on YouTube. Swing and a miss. David Quevedo down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. Danny Rosario, the first baseman, trying to keep things alive for the Eagles.
Batting number 23, Danny Rosario.
Rosario has walked and scored, reached on a fielder's choice, walked again, got himself a base hit his last time up. Infield single, and here is the pitch. It is a fastball low and inside. That was when we talked about hustling, because he didn't hit the ball all that hard, but he hit it in the perfect spot, and first base vacated, but the right fielder, Valdez, was on his way in as if to take a throw. So Rosario recognized that. Give him a lot of credit. He earned that base hit. 2 balls, no strikes. Fastball misses down and in. Rodriguez delivers. Foul tip right into the mitt. That foul tip, though, it's either catch or don't. Even the major leaguers will tell you, with 2 strikes, that foul tip, they'll tell you it's pure luck when they make the catch. That one hit the batter. That one did hit the batter. So a runner at first, 2 men out. And here is the catcher, Jordan Almodovar. So the Eagles need 1 more base runner to bring the potential tying run to the plate. Almodovar, nothing out of 1 tonight. A fly out, hit the ball very well to center field, but it was tracked down by the center fielder, Sergio Rivas. Now we're going to have a pinch runner for the Eagles, Jordan Broden, coming out. Another very fast young man. I remember him from last year and gotten to know him pretty well. He's from Jacksonville's Duval Charter High School. He is a junior. He does a little pitching, plays some infield as well. Here is the pitch and a good swing by Almodovar, but he fouled it straight back. So Jordan Broden, I'll tell you, this guy can run. Both these teams have a lot of speed. Armando Rodriguez working from the stretch for the first time. Looking for the save. And here is the pitch. Broden off, and he's going to go in uncontested. Defensive indifference. I don't really like that, but it is a rule. That should be a stolen base. I don't care where the defense is playing. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes, or 1 ball, 2 strikes. Broden, the runner at second, took over as a pinch runner. Here is the pitch. It is downstairs. Rodriguez wanted that call, but it's 2-2. Rodriguez takes a long look in, trying to finish this one off with this pitch. It is a fastball that misses outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Good take by Almodovar. That ball was pretty close. He started to flinch a little bit, held up in time. 3-2. Runner at second, and here comes the payoff pitch. And this one is fouled back. A good cut to stay alive. So we'll redo the 3-2. Eagles have another man waiting on deck. Sammy Coffrin looking for an opportunity. Here is a 3-2. This one is downstairs, and that will bring Coffrin to the plate. Ball 4 puts runners at first and second, and now the potential tying run at the plate for the Eagles. There are 2 outs, however. And Sammy Coffrin at the dish. He is batting for Ryan Brooks. Timeout. Coach Carrillo heading out to the mound to talk with his pitcher. A hit batsman put Danny Rosario at first. Jordan Broden took over as a pinch runner. Took second base on a defensive indifference. And now ball 4 puts runners at first and second. There are 2 outs, however. And the Conquistadors just need to get 1 more. But Coffrin will try to do what he can to keep going. Christian Draper waiting on deck for the Eagles. Coffrin with his first bat of the 2019 season. And the pitch is a fastball that misses down and away. Sammy Coffrin from Paxson High School in downtown Jacksonville. Here is the 1-0. It is a strike called on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. He has a big hole on the left side. Shortstop Rodriguez playing closer to the bag. Now plugs up that hole just a little bit right as we say that, of course. Must have heard me. Tried it over a little bit. 2 balls and a strike. First baseman McGuire playing well off the bag, just looking to knock it down and get an out, and this one is fouled off, and now it's 2-2. So 1 strike away is Armando Rodriguez from closing this one out. The winning pitcher would be Gary Matthews. He went the required 5 innings. Here is the pitch. This one is low and inside. That is bopper towards short. It's going to be a close play at first. The throw is just in time to retire the side. Coffin Hustle is 3. Winning pitcher Gary Matthews, he went 5 innings. He allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned, and he gets the win. Austin Hiller takes the loss for the Eagles, and the save by Armando Rodriguez. Again, no broadcasting tomorrow. We'll be in the gym for women's and men's college basketball for Trinity Baptist College. We want to thank Michael Davis for joining us. Glad you're able to. Hope you have a terrific season. Just get rid of that Red Sox hat and you'll be all right. Got the chance to meet his father before the ball game as well. We'll be seeing you out here in about a year. Hopefully I'll run into you before then. We want to thank everybody for watching us on the YouTube feed and listening in on ilovethetruth.com and FM 91.7 The Truth. I'm Ray Sports Bureau. Good night, and God bless you from Trinity Baptist College on The Truth and the Trinity Radio Network.